talk is money, honey. All we talk is money. All we talk is money. It's like bees to the honey. Honey, money, honey, money, honey. It's the SOSCAST, baby.
Great to be here. Thanks, ladies. Wow. What? I gotta tell you guys out there at home, if you can't feel the energy through your TV set, your YouTube, your phone, I don't know. Energy is pouring out of this panel.
Yes.
It's great to see all you lovely ladies. I feel like I'm gonna get in a fight with one of you today. I hope.
Not me.
It's usually you.
We're all going to sync up on our periods, you included.
This is what happens. Yeah. Ladies sync up on their periods. I always say, like, ladies that get their periods together, no dudes are just like, oh, I got my boner right now. Me too, bro. We all got boners, yeah.
Wow, you haven't been in the right locker room.
Anyway.
Oh, my God.
Shout out to the homies out there getting boners in the locker room. Anyways, welcome to you amazing, smart, successful, aspirational, hot-ass people at home.
Yes.
Welcome to the SOSCAST, the sexiest financial show in the world.
Yes.
Right? This is where finance meets romance, only here on Valuetainment. I got my little co-hostess with the mostest here today. Got a lovely panel who you're going to meet in a second. And for you guys at home, you know the deal, you know the drill. We do one main thing here. We want to see you guys get paid, laid, and do it your way. Is there anything wrong with that? Does anybody have a problem with anything what I just said?
Not at all.
Okay, good. Well, interesting panel today. We were actually supposed to have one guy on the panel with us. So, you know, I'm a man. I represent the men. I like having conversations with beautiful women, but usually I have like a homie with me to like fight the battle. Okay, and today, shout out to this guy. I'm not going to mention his name because we don't want to call anybody out. But this was a big, strong, alpha, badass dude. But he didn't want to drive in the rain.
Oh,
and it's raining out here in Miami today.
He's not alpha.
So I'm like low-key bringing it, but all you guys made it.
Made the rain.
So shout out to the ladies dealing with the rain, the sleet, the snow here in Miami. And when there's snow in Miami, do you know what kind of snow I'm talking about, Brittany Bray? Okay? Shout out to Cara Cicatriz Scarface, because that's the only time it snows here in Miami. But the ladies showed up today. Give yourself a round of applause. Like, everyone right now has a great attitude. I'm trying to sniff out who's got the bad attitude. It's going to happen. It always happens.
I'm pretty sure it's me. I'll volunteer to have a bad attitude.
We were going to talk a little bit more masculine stuff today, but now there's just all ladies on the panel. We'll still cover a bunch of that stuff. But you know how like every Batman has Robin?
Yes.
And Superman, he's got, I don't know, who's he got?
Lois Lane.
Clark Kent, I guess. Yeah. You know, the Avengers got the other Avengers. I got the ebony to my ivory. The only other man that was able to show up today, I'm talking about my guy Malik.
Malik!
Can we get a shout out Malik today?
Where's my...
There he is! Malik!
Bucket hat Malik!
Listen to me. I always give you a pep talk. Malik is the coolest kid. Hey, man, it's all good.
Yes.
Hey, you good? Yeah, man. You know, my grandma just died.
Is Malik?
It's like, brother, like, so Malik, I need you today.
I got you.
Like, you got me, or
yeah,
you
I got
me?
your back, man. I'm not gonna let you fail.
Let me get a black power, me and you. Male power!
You can identify as that.
Yes.
We'll
So,
take it easy on you, I
Malik's
promise.
like, I gotta go.
in the spirit of me being
He's asking for support.
surrounded by beautiful, intelligent, lovely, feminine women, there's no trans people on the panel, right?
No.
Not that we have a problem with that, right, Nat? 'Cause
I
you-
do identify
you
as having a huge penis, though.
Nice.
Okay.
It's just
okay.
how
I
see
also do the
myself.
same, Brittany.
Yeah. There you go.
But only on camera.
Swinging.
But today, in honor of all these beautiful women, we're going to talk a lot about daddy issues.
Daddy.
And fathers. And men. Melissa, I know that you're already like, oh shit, don't get me started. But here's some of the conversations we're going to have today, just so everyone's fully equipped, fully prepared, fully ready to rock.
Sugar daddy.
And then we'll have a great discussion. Obviously, I'm going to introduce my amazing guest. What?
I like how we're talking about daddies today. You were a sugar daddy yesterday.
I took you out for ice cream, your sister out for ice cream. What did I make everyone call me? What? I paid for the ice cream.
He paid for ice cream. He said, you got to call me sugar daddy.
Yeah. I said, if I'm paying for everybody's ice cream, you have to call me sugar daddy.
I love ice cream. I was like, sugar daddy,
Yeah.
sugar daddy.
Your sister had a problem with it.
Sugar daddies exist at the intersection of finance and romance, right?
Hello.
Hello.
Speaking of sugar daddies, we'll probably talk about that today. Anyway, here's some of the topics we're going to cover today, and then we're going to meet the lovely ladies. So why the presence of a father is so necessary in a child's life, even more important than the mother. Wow. I said it. There's some stats to sort of back that up. We're going to talk about the what it's like having a solid, rock-solid man in your life, a stoic man, and not an emotional man. We'll talk about that. Has anyone seen or heard about the new movie Snow White that's coming out?
Heard a little bit.
No?
Yeah.
No?
Get some first reactions.
So we're going to get some first reactions on this.
Nice.
Let's just call her Snow Puerto Rican Baricua because she not white.
Oh.
She speaks Spanish. Okay. So shout out to Bligo. So we'll talk about that. We're going to talk about how Dan Bilzerian deals with hot women. We're going to talk about the role of the new stay-at-home fathers. So while more women are working and more men are dropping out of the workplace, they're the ones staying home with the kids. Let's get your ladies' thoughts on this. We'll talk about what a trad wife is and every man's dream trad wife. And we'll talk a little bit about my friend Andrew Tate, and we'll bring that up, especially his role on why conservatives are basically pushing him, whereas maybe he doesn't have the conservative values that they espouse, but we'll talk about that. All that and then some here on the SOSCAST, only here on Valuetainment. Boom. If you have not subscribed to the channel, let them know what to do.
Make sure you guys actually stop. Everybody stop what you're doing from watching. Hit that subscribe button right now. All right. Subscribe, like, comment, do all that fun stuff. I'll be reading the chat today. Give us some good chats. I think with the topics we'll be covering, I think there's room for some good questions that you can have for the panel, get some good advice. And I'm excited, even though it's raining and a little, groggy outside, we got that energy in here. So let's get the party started.
Not cloudy inside. When you told everybody to stop, for all my like 30 plus crowd, when you hear stop, what's the next thing that
Drop and roll?
No. Stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with a brand new mission. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flowing like a harpoon daily and nightly. What? Vanilla Ice? Nobody?
No, I was with you.
These young ladies, bro, they don't understand Vanilla Ice. So shout out to the older millennials and Gen Xers out there. Anyway, with that being said, time to make daddy a sandwich and time to meet the lovely ladies on the panel. Let's start with everyone on my left. You'll go last, Nat.
Okay.
Okay? Everyone knows you. Jamie's back.
Jane.
Jane Marie.
Jane?
Yeah.
Why did I think it was Jamie?
I don't know.
Oh, actually, my handwriting is fucking horrible. It actually does say Jane Marie here.
It's okay.
No, but you're...
I forgive you.
I'm Jamie.
You're Jamie.
Jamie.
What does it say right here, just to be clear?
Jane Marie.
Yeah, it says Jane Marie.
Okay.
You're back. You're friends with Mizzle. You're my homie.
Yes.
You actually know, we know each other because of Mizzle. Mizzle's like my booker at this point.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to ask all the ladies a simple question. You let us know. And it's a two-part question, so pay attention. Jane Marie, you're back. I know you're in the fitness world.
I am.
Tell me what you do for work and your relationship status.
So what I do for work is I'm a fitness trainer, a fitness coach, and I just help women become confident enough to work on themselves and love themselves for who they are. So.
Confident women?
Confident.
That's like my kryptonite. Give me like an unconfident, broken woman. I'm going to take care of you, baby. But good for you. I'm just kidding. Not really. Anyway, Jane Marie, I'm sorry. It was Jamie who I wrote her name down because she was a last-minute addition to the panel. But you're a fixture here. All good. And your relationship status?
Single.
Single. Dating? Collaborating?
No, just focused.
Just focused on being a confident, independent, self-sufficient woman. I don't need no man. I got my fitness.
I didn't say any of that.
Okay, that's just me saying
Tunnel
that.
vision.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Speaking of confident, successful, independent, entrepreneur women, Melissa's in the house. She's the homie. She's been on the show before. You got into it the last time you were on the show with another friend of mine who said that you didn't look like you did certain things.
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, you're doing all right. Speaking of not doing certain things, bring that thing closer to, yep.
This is so cryptic.
Okay.
I don't know what things she's doing or not doing.
Listen,
Yeah.
that's for us to know and for you to find out, Brittany.
No, this video actually went viral. Like we just didn't agree with something, and she's like, first of all, it doesn't even look like you give BJs, and you're not even that sexy or that hot.
Oh no.
This
Yikes.
video went viral, like
Yeah.
over like 5 million views.
How are you supposed to look to give the BJs?
So that was actually pretty.
Oh, I could
funny.
tell. Looking at you, Brittany.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Excuse you.
All right.
My jaw is hurting. Okay.
So Melissa, it's great to have you here, but you're one of the biggest female entrepreneurs in Miami. Epic Talks, probably one of the top networking events, if not the top networking event in Miami. You put it on. Tell us what's new, how you making money, how you taking over the world, who you dating. Give us it all.
Well, I am dating myself, and
That doesn't sound like fun.
I'm dating myself, and I'm excited because I'm so focused on my vision and what I want for my life that I know that it's in divine timing that the right person's going to come for me. And I'm not even focused on like I'm single, right? I'm focused on the trajectory of my company and how I'm pivoting right now. You know, partnering with Virgin Hotels, Think and Grow Rich. And now we're actually starting workshops, full day workshops instead of just having a networking event. So I'm super excited about that. So Epic Talks, you guys can Google me and attend our events. And I'm passionate about what I do, connecting other amazing female entrepreneurs, male entrepreneurs, so they could take their lives and their businesses to the next level.
Well, if you guys are in Miami and you're involved in entrepreneurship, scaling businesses, networking, check out Epic Talks. The link will be in the description. You know, Miami's pretty cool these days. I don't know if you guys know about that. Elon Musk even said that it's
we got to bring you
it's
back.
coolest
He
city
was
in-
one of my first speakers at Epic
Oh,
Talks,
yeah.
by the way.
You took my public speaking virginity.
Nice.
And look at me now.
Did it hurt?
You know.
Still scared to be on camera. Thank you for being here. Marinez,
Hello.
I said that correctly.
You sure did.
You look different. We met
Really?
because your hair maybe wasn't up. We met also with our friend Mizzle. There's a restaurant called Sexy Fish.
Yep.
There was your tequila company that your husband is
So my husband is an investor in Don Londres.
exactly.
Yeah. And we shut
And
down
it
Sexy
was
Fish.
it was a sick party.
Yeah.
What's his name? Sway Lee performed.
Yeah.
When I said, like, I've been in and out of clubs in Miami for 20 plus years.
Yes.
I only say 20 plus years because I was going when I was underage, but I can't talk about those years. But they used to have underage clubs in Miami. I've seen people order bottles. I probably drank literally millions of dollars of free alcohol partying in South Beach. When I tell you it was the most amount of bottles I've ever seen ordered to a VIP section, it was like tequila, 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 sparkler, 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 chick, chick, chick. I was like, yeah, pour me a drink. By the way, does everybody have tequila here?
Yes.
Yes.
It's actually the smoothest tequila I've ever tasted.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Marinez.
Yes.
So as you're
Shout
telling
out
your
to Don
story,
Londres.
tell also the
Cheers.
story of tequila, and we'll all take a shot of tequila in your honor.
Why do I have the trashy red Solo? Oh, I'm not the only one. Okay.
So
Like the girl from Kendall.
what do you want to know?
So let's take a shot of tequila.
The tequila.
You want to say something in Spanish, like arriba, abajo, centro, dedo, like what do you?
Let's do it. I'm pretty sure everyone's heard pa arriba,
Yeah.
pa abajo, pa el centro, y pa adentro.
See?
Wow.
That is very smooth. If I have a lot of this, I'll call
Yeah.
an ex-boyfriend.
Nice.
Yeah.
So when they made this tequila, they had women in mind. They wanted something that women can drink, feel empowered. Usually, you know how men say, like, oh, I drank this and I got hair on my chest. Well, when they made this, they wanted women to feel some type of way. Imagine
Hopefully
going to,
they
like,
didn't put hair on women's chest, Marinez.
I hope not. I hope not.
Let's
Did
put
any-
everyone's
did any of
volume
you
up.
feel
I
like
can barely
that?
hear people.
But yeah, so they had women in mind when they made this tequila. And to be honest, the only thing I drink is tequila. I don't know about you ladies. And I've never really been able to sip any tequila. Like I tried sipping it or taking a shot, and then right away you get like that.
You need a mixer or something.
Yeah. But this is something that I can actually sip on.
So
And
your husband, who I met,
yes,
what was his name again?
Danny.
Danny.
Yeah,
Stud.
yeah.
He let you come on the show today.
Of course.
Thank you,
of
Danny.
course.
So tell us what you do for work. I know your husband's doing the tequila thing. You've been married, I remember, 10 years.
Yeah. Wow, you have a good memory.
Dude, I'll tell you, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I had so much tequila that night, I still remember.
I'm telling you. Shout out to Don Londres.
Yeah.
This tequila enhances brain power.
See?
So I love that. It's
Right.
great marketing.
Right? So I'm a hairdresser. That's what I do for a living. That's how I make my money. I love making women feel beautiful. Obviously, like the confidence thing that you said, sometimes us women, we play so many roles, we wear so many hats, and we forget to take care of ourselves. So I have the pleasure of working on all different types of walk with women, and they sit down and they tell me their stories. There's a lot of psychology behind it. It's not only like doing hair. But I actually enjoy what I do. I actually love what I do. Getting to sit down and talk to women and kind of like filling each other out and telling you like, hey, girlfriend, it's okay. You know, I've been through that too. And we kind of like go back and forth. I'm also a mother of 4 beautiful women.
You got 4 girls.
Yeah.
So Danny's a girl dad.
He sure is.
Wow,
We tried
so
doing
you're
the
gonna
whole boy
like the
thing,
first
and that
story we
did
talked
not
about
work
today.
I love
out.
girl dads.
Yeah, I love that. And he's an
Your
amazing
dad's a girl dad.
Yes, there's something about girl dads that they're just very, they know
They're
how
in
to
tune.
communicate
They know.
with women and men very well.
Yeah.
There's like a
Yeah.
skill.
One of my best friends that I grew up with, it's him. He has 5 daughters.
I'm pretty sure he was looking for the boy. That's what happened to us.
After 3.
As much as I respect the girl dads, I don't know what kind of estrogen is going on in that household.
Oh, man.
I think he's getting his period, but at the same time, all the girls are getting their period. But Marina, it's great to have you here.
Thank
Thanks
you.
to Danny for allowing you to leave the house. Respect to the man.
I cannot wait to talk about like that feminine, masculine energy because there's no allowing. It's like we're individuals. You do your thing, I do mine, and it's a peaceful ground. So I cannot wait to.
Well,
dive
we're
into
going to
the
talk about
conversation.
that. With that being said, moving right along, Gabby's back.
Gabby's back.
Gabriela.
Yay.
Let me tell you, as good as Gabby looks on camera right now, check her out in a bathing suit, y'all. Gabby, you got it going on. Last time I was here, you were doing like
Squats. I was just
Squats.
doing video about it.
Helping Vince.
Yeah.
Vince worked on us.
Well, I know you're tall, you're lovely, you're a model, you're fit. You know, it sounds like I'm pandering. Maybe I am. I don't know. I mean, it's tequila talking. But I know that you're looking for an athlete because you want to make NBA babies. How's that search going?
We said no to no.
No athletes.
No,
No, we want
athlete.
athletic babies.
Yes.
But I didn't, like, I need an athlete. Like, I need somebody who has the athletic genetics.
So an athlete.
No, but
I
doesn't
mean,
do it
not all
professionally.
athletes
Okay.
are, like, I mean, I'm an athlete, but I didn't continue to play, like, professional volleyball because I didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, so you can have the genetics.
Well, female athletes don't really get paid what male athletes get.
very
But
right about
models
that.
make way more money.
But they could always
Than male
transition,
models.
and then they'll get paid a lot more.
Jesus, you went there.
There you go. There you go.
So, what are you doing for work?
So I'm in education technology. My job actually just changed, but I'm basically the face of my company. Now I'll be the engagement manager for the parent company of my company from a global scale. We just found out like a week ago.
Sounds way too smart for me. I don't know. Wow. Well, congrats. Thank you for being here. And you've helped book 2 lovely ladies to your left.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Rosa's here and Jamie's here. Not Jane Marie. Okay. That's Jane Marie, for the record. Follow her. Rosa, what's your deal?
Hi, I'm Rosa, and I am the co-founder and COO of Lighting of Tomorrow. We are electrical contractors here in the state of Florida, mainly for commercial and industrial. I co-founded this business with my husband. I am happily married for 10 years.
I see the huge rock on your finger. Well done, Rosa.
Shout out to my husband. He did allow me to come on here, so thank you, baby.
Nice. He signed the permission
He
slip?
signed the permission slip.
Thank you, baby.
Absolutely. So, yeah.
How long you been married?
10 years.
How many kids?
No kids.
You want kids?
Yes.
Okay. You're working on that?
Yes, we are.
Get busy, girl.
Yes, we are.
She's like, yeah,
What's your favorite song to, you know, make a baby?
My own song.
What song?
My own rhythm.
Okay. Not a little Keith Sweat Twisted? Nothing?
We love that
Maybe
song.
Nobody from Keith Sweat.
Nobody, baby.
you know that one,
Respect.
uh-huh.
How do you know that song, but not fucking Vanilla Ice?
Well, I don't know.
All right. We're going to play that game.
Keith,
Well,
bigger than
congrats.
Vanilla.
So 10 years of marriage, same for you. Yeah. We got some married ladies on the panel, guys. I'm sorry. And then who's this lady on your left? Jamie showed up.
I'm Jamie.
She was like fixing the
I got
AC.
dragged on here.
Yeah, she was like fixing
and
the AC.
I totally
She was
inserted
doing some
myself
work.
into Gabby's situation
did.
here
Yeah.
today.
Slid into my DMs.
I literally
you know?
said, I was like, I'm coming. I'm neighbors with you guys. I need to meet these people.
Nice.
So I'm also in fitness, and I own a health and wellness company. My gym's called The Office, and my parents have had the building since the 90s, and it was their office, so we kept the name. And I love what I do as well, so I can relate to that. And just bringing a different perspective to health and wellness in general is just really my calling. And yeah, just giving you a different lens with it.
And your gym is called The Office.
My gym is called The Office.
Did Michael Scott have an issue with that?
I don't know who Michael Scott is.
He's the guy from
the show
The Office.
You know the show.
You might have a problem with
Okay,
it.
listen, I've heard of The Office, but I've never really watched it.
I've never watched it.
I was going DMX with that stuff.
I never watched it either.
Drop.
Shut him down.
Like immediately.
You go say stop in the name of love.
Yeah.
All right, and then Jamie, what's your relationship status?
I am happily taken.
Happily taken.
And he was very hesitant. He's like, "Are you going on the show?" I was like, "No, I'm not going on the show."
Surprise.
Surprise, bitch, you're here.
You lied to your man. I don't know.
We're just going to blame
I'm
me.
in the man's camp.
I'm just
I might
blaming
just kick
Gabby
you
on
off right now
everything.
just to help my man.
Marcus will support
Marcus will
me.
be fine. He'll
Marcus
support
has
me.
a cat.
It's Gabby's fault.
So, like, Marcus will agree with me because cat people just got it.
Well, Marcus, just know that I'm on Team Dudes, and at any point that you would like your lovely girlfriend, wife, to leave the show, she's out. I'm on your team, bro. But thank you for being here. Last but not least,
He's already probably just air tagged me and he's watching at this very moment. So.
does he have a tracker on?
Maybe.
Yeah, he does.
He's a Marine, so.
All right, last but not least, you know, they say, you know, not all big things come in.
Good things come in small
Good,
packages.
yeah, that whole thing. Not all good things come in big packages.
I tell that to all the guys I sleep with,
Yeah.
and they get very offended.
We got you pretty brave here.
Hi.
One of the top comedians in Miami. I almost said female comedians. But no, just top comedians.
Just a comedian.
Not a comedian.
No.
Just a comedian.
I'm a comedian. I tell Joquettes with my vaginese. It's
That's right. How's that vaginese doing these days?
She's lonely. She's
Nice.
she thinks she died. She thinks she passed away. So
Well, let's find that vaginisa pinista.
please.
And
is that
see
a
what we can do
barista?
here.
Is that a barista with a penis?
Yeah, he's serving it up. Espresso. Double dick shots of espresso.
As long as his credit score's there, then I'm
Hey-o.
fine.
High credit scores. You hear that, gentlemen? High credit scores. Anyway,
High credit scores.
what's going on in your Frappuccino life right now, girl?
Oh my gosh. Can I just say, everybody here is so beautiful and powerful. I feel like this is like one big family and I was adopted. Okay. I'm the foster kid and I'm okay with that. Hi, I'm a comedian. I'm on air on Hits 97.3. I founded Cat Call, a women's nonprofit and community. It's all female content and events. And I'm good since the last time I was here. I'm touring a lot for comedy, traveling, and I identify with my empowered sisters over here where my friend the other day said, she's like, how's your dating life going? And I'm like, there's nothing happening. And she goes, we're going to call that focused. So she's like, you're just so zeroed in. So that's
Well, I'll give you credit.
Thank
I
you.
actually don't think that women comedians are that funny. I actually think male comedians are infinitely funnier, just like I think males are way better athletes. But you broke the mold.
Thank you.
You're actually funny. You've got
Thank
like
you.
genuine charisma.
Guys, I did it. I just fixed my
Yeah.
industry.
There it is. There it is.
It's not easy. Wow.
Malik, do something in the poll. Who's funnier, men or women? See if we can find that out. But you identify as a woman with a huge penis, so you're going to qualify either way.
Actually, why I'm funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Anyway.
I just whip it out on
Last
stage.
but not least, speaking of a woman with a huge penis, my co-host, Natalia Del Valle, is here. How you hanging, girl?
I'm not even hanging.
Okay.
To the left, to the right.
To the left, to the left, to the left. Anyway, Nat.
Yes, I'm doing phenomenal.
Yep.
Thank you for asking.
Sugar daddy vibes.
Sugar daddy vibes. Thank you for the ice cream yesterday. It was
You
very
got
yummy.
it, man. What's new in your life?
Valuetainment's growing. We're growing. We are expanding. You know, you've probably seen even on my stories. We're looking even for possible guests for some ladies on the panel. So if you see any of that, shoot me a message. We're putting panels together for that. But yeah, we're growing. I'm really invested into work right now. Very much into my family. My sister actually just got started with Valuetainment, so that's also growing. And yeah, I mean, I'm taken. So that's pretty much all I have to say.
What do you mean you're taken?
I'm taken.
You got a man?
I got
Like
a man.
kidnapped?
You
Like,
know that,
kidnapped,
Adam?
like the
You
movie
knew that,
Taken?
Adam.
Are you trying to pretend like you're like brother and sister here?
Yeah. It's like my little sister. She got mad at me yesterday because I mentioned she had a boyfriend, and now I got to play dumb, and she's mad at me that I don't know she has a boyfriend. I don't know which way to fucking
You
put
mention
it.
it how you want to mention
Can I
it.
just
But
say
yes,
this?
I
This
have
just
a
moved from
boyfriend.
sugar daddy to daddy. You're like,
Happy
I took her for
boyfriend.
ice cream. She got mad that I said she had a boyfriend. She was embarrassed.
There's Brittany dispelling the rumors that women aren't funny. Congratulations.
It's a heavy burden to
And
carry.
just when I thought that I was the only dude on the panel, just when I thought I was just surrounded by the women, cat noise, Jorge.
Meow.
Boom, that's my guy on the ball. I got my soul brother from another mother, the ebony to my ivory. Malik's in the house. I call him Malik the Freak. Malik the Freak.
That smile.
7 days a week. Making all your bitches weak.
That's a lot of days to be a freak. That's exhausting.
That's a lot of freaking.
That's a lot of freaking.
Malik, I know you're not a talker, just like Vince Vaughn and Wedding Crashers, but low key, I know you're gonna step up today and help me out, yeah?
Oh yeah, definitely. I got you.
Oh, yeah.
That's the most amount of words he's ever said. Now I know that he's ready to rock.
Mysterious Malik.
What do you do for money around here? I know that you work here at Valuetainment. You're also a hustler. I think I bought a watch off you recently.
Oh my God.
We had a handshake deal on that.
I would love to
I
talk
think you
about
got a
that.
lady.
That's the most Miami
That's true.
shit.
That's true.
Yeah, I did. Hey, bro, I can edit a video. I'll sell you a watch. I'll give you my girlfriend, whatever, bro.
Whatever you
What's
need.
new? Give me something good.
Oh, what's new? I mean, Valuetainment, big things coming. We got the vault coming up, so our whole production staff is about to be working.
Respect.
our
Thank you for the
behinds off,
reminder.
so
Here's the
look
way.
out for
Here,
that.
I'll give you a final plug for our company here, Valuetainment. At the end of the month, we have an event called The Vault.
Yes.
That we put on every year. This is going to be the biggest event we've ever done. There's going to be 3,000 people in attendance here at the Diplomat here in South Florida.
I'll be there.
If you haven't got, you'll be there. That's right. Okay. Rosa, we're going to be there. PBD is obviously hosting it, Patrick Bet David. And then just a couple guys that really haven't done much in their life, nothing to speak about. They'll be
Ooh.
there. Guys like
Ooh.
Tom Brady.
Okay.
Guys like Mike Tyson.
Okay.
Guys like Will Guidara that wrote the book
Ooh.
Unreasonable Hospitality, ran the #1 restaurant in New York for many years. And look, if I'm lucky, maybe I'll get invited.
So do we all get
We'll see.
tickets
Maybe.
to
I don't
go
know.
for
What's the
being on
date?
the
What
show?
section?
I know.
This is
where's our
August
+1?
31st through September 3rd. So the end of the month. If you're looking for tickets, I think CEO tickets have sold out. I think the VIP tickets have all sold out. But there are some general tickets still available.
Maybe
If
some
you haven't
platinum.
seen, there's
Some
what?
some platinum and executive tickets. I think there's a few of those left. So if
Thank
I
you,
were you, I
Nat.
would grab them fast.
Thank you, Nat.
Yeah.
So that's the Vault. You can check it out at thevaultconference.com. Let's put a link so people know what is going on. That's a huge event that we do, that PBD runs. And yeah, of course I'll be there. Speaking of being there, we also have an app called Connect. If you're looking to connect with influencers, with experts, with business owners, with celebrities, we have an app called Connect. I'm the #1 person
Number
on
one,
Connect.
400 consultations.
Thank you. All good. This is where you can pay for people's time, for advice, for consultations, whether it's money, whether it's social media, whether it's business, whether it's scaling.
Can you use it for
whether
dating?
it's dating. Can you use it? Yeah.
You probably can and probably find a sugar daddy.
I'll give you
on
a
there.
free consultation in the green room after this, Brittany.
Nice.
PBD's on it. The Biz Dog Tom Ellsworth on it. Andrew Tate's on it. Tristan Tate's on it. Sammy the Bull Gravano. Chaz Palminteri. I think we got Charlie Kirk on it.
Yes.
More to come. But if you want to connect with some major people, you can find us on Connect. With that being said, it was great to meet everybody.
Yes.
How's everybody feeling?
Amazing.
Tequila
Phenomenal.
went down
Too smooth.
nice and
There's more for you.
nice and slow, like Usher. But let's get this party started. So, since I have all ladies on the panel, I feel like it would be appropriate to talk about daddies.
Daddies.
Okay.
Which one?
I'm talking the real daddy, not like whatever daddy you're calling.
There's
it.
real daddies.
We're talking real daddies.
Paternity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paternal daddies. So
Okay.
we're gonna have a conversation about what it's like to have a father in your life, a man in your life, whether it's a literal father, whether it's the husband, the father of your kids, the importance of a father. Here are some stats that I think would sort of frame this conversation. So here are some stats from Statista. Don't argue with the stats, ladies and gentlemen. These are just simply stats. As you know, facts don't care about your feelings. Here are stats from Statista on the father's impact on children. So the USA holds the highest rate of children in single-parent households of any nation in the world. There it is, right there. So 80% of single-parent households are run by mothers. So meaning the single parents are the moms. According to the U.S. Census, 8 million single mother households in the U.S. Now, compared to the rest of the world, this is where the USA ranks. 23% of households are run by single mothers. By comparison, the rest of the world, 7%.
Wow.
Okay? 7%.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
In China, that's 3%. In India, it's 4%. In Russia, on the other end of the spectrum, 18%. The UK is 18%. But the USA is winning. USA, America, baby. 23% of households are run by single mothers. I can assure you, this is not the type of stat you want to be winning, America.
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely not.
Further on, 90% of homeless children and runaway children, 85% of behavioral disorders, and 63% of teen suicides all come from when there's not a father in the home. So, by the way, I love my mom. Shout out to the single moms out there. This is not a knock on single moms raising kids out there. This is not understating the importance of women, but this is basically talking about the importance of men. Again, these are stats. So, fatherlessness directly links to 70% of teen pregnancies and even higher when it comes to abortion, and 20%, you'd be 20% more likely to end up in jail if just raised without a father. So, by the way, weird stat, if a man and woman raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail, but the stat is exactly the same if just raised by a single father. The stat basically plummets if raised by the mother. All these stats basically just talk about the importance of having a father figure in your life as a child. So we have some data just to kind of back this up, and then we're going to show you a video and get your response on this. So pull up the first stat that we talked about, the 23%. The other one that you showed earlier. So punch in on this. U.S. has the highest share of single parenting. There we are, winning. Shout out to Charlie Sheen. USA is winning when it comes to single parent households. I can assure you this is not a stat that we want to be winning United States. Go to the next stat. Punch in a little bit. Here are children living with a never married mother, aka a single mother. This starts in 1968, goes to 2014, but it keeps going. You can see in 1968 it was below 10%. Wow. Now, as you go into 2014 and beyond, and we'll have stats that show 2020 and beyond, you're talking over 40%. The importance of a father in young children's lives. That's sort of the premise here. The last stat, not to get all DEI racial with this, but there is some stats to show how it breaks down by race. Let's see that, Malik. So 4 in 10 children are born to unwed mothers. We've already discussed this. That's 29% for white children. That's 40% for all races. That is 53% for the Hispanics and 72% to my black brothers and sisters out there. Wow. Gentlemen, stay in your kids' lives. So with that being said, here's a video that I want you guys to react to. Here, I'm going to show you the video. You guys react to it. I probably should have showed you the video first because you might have had a different perspective on it. But here's a father reprimanding his son for disrespecting Mama Bear. Okay? Let's roll the video.
Like she crazy, cursing at her, telling her what you won't do. You won't clean your room. You won't do what you want to do. And you talk to your mother like that? Like you tough? Do you think you tough, little man? Talk to me like you talk to your mother. Talk to me. You think you tough, don't you? Boss up on me. Cuss me out. Tell me you ain't going to do what I say do. I dare you. I dare you. You ain't going to do it to me? Why you do it to her? Why you talk to her disrespectfully? Why? Little boy, answer me. Why do you talk to your mother disrespectfully? You don't know why you do it. Today I'm going to help you find out why. And today it ends. Today it ends. Do you understand? You will not call your mother out of her name ever again.
Okay.
I feel like we all just got yelled at. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That just set me back like 30, 40 years right now, okay? That father's a gangster, okay?
Yeah.
So I want to ask the mothers on the panel here. We've got 1, 2 mothers on the panel. And then also you guys all have fathers here. You know, these days, especially in America, men are kind of getting shitted on. I don't know if you've noticed this. You hear terms like the future is female and toxic masculinity. And, you know, men are afraid to even approach women these days for being called, you know, weirdos or creeps or chauvinists or misogynists just because you want to talk to a woman. You know, that video right there, I think, highlights the importance of what a young child needs in their life. Some discipline, some guidance, some adult supervision. Like, what kind of things did that son say to his mother to get Papa Bear all up in your motherfucking shit, little man?
That dad was yelling like, only I can call her those names in the bedroom. Excuse
Exactly.
you.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, ladies, real quick, just 10 seconds or less, just what's your relationship with your father? Go ahead.
I think we're like best friends, my father and I. And I think that I'm very grateful because not everybody has that, you know, ability to have a relationship with their dad nowadays. But I think it's a beautiful thing to have your father in your life.
Okay. Melissa?
Yeah.
I was a foster child, so I don't have a relationship with my foster dad really. Like, we talk maybe once a year, and then my biological dad just died of a heroin overdose a year ago. So I come from that, and that video totally triggered me, and I'd love to share afterwards once, you know, we have the other ladies share their experiences with their fathers. But yeah, that's my story.
Yeah, and I'll give you credit because I know how much success you've had. You've beaten the odds, baby girl.
Yeah.
So respect to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Marinés, how about your father?
So my father was in and out of my life for many years, and I think it took my second child to be born for him to actually be present. And my husband was actually the person who brought him back into my life because I didn't want him in my life. I blamed him for a lot of things that happened to me. I really blamed him for everything that's ever happened. I'm like, if you were there, that wouldn't have happened to me. So I'm very happy to say that today we are in each other's lives and we're working on that relationship. It's still a little uncomfortable, but I'm very happy that he's there because now my children can meet their grandfather. I never thought that was going to be possible.
Respect to my man, Danny.
Yeah.
Bringing the family together. How about you, Gabby? What's your relationship like with your father?
My parents are divorced. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. My dad traveled the world for work, so he was like the breadwinner. My mom took care of all 4 of us. I'm 33 now. Basically, he's just like finance, business, career. That's really the role that he plays in my life. So if I have something that happens with work, how to negotiate something, financial, if I need money, things like that, that's basically the role that he plays in my life.
How about you, Rosa?
My father's my best friend. I wouldn't be the woman that I am without him. And it's actually very nice that you're asking this. I just hired him as my CFO for my company 2 weeks ago. Nice. So it's really exciting. My father's everything to me, for sure.
Okay. Well, respect to you. Jamie?
Papa Bear is, Big Jim is awesome in my life. My parents have been married 39 years. I'm super lucky, blessed. I have an awesome family. My dad's my landlord. And Big Jim's
It's always good when your dad's your landlord. You're a little late on the rent.
Not
you don't think you're going to get kicked out.
God forbid I, first of all, got past Jan with whatever that kid said to his mother, because Jan would have whacked me with the spoon. Big Jim, my father, would have pretty much given me the same speech. But he was a yeller growing up. He was just every time. He was always
Thanks,
yelling.
PBD, for being here. Guys, clap it up for Patrick. It's great to hear. You guys can't see, but we just had a celebrity cameo walk in while we're talking about good fathers. One of the greatest fathers I know, Patrick, just walked in. You can't see the other side of the camera. But
that was pretty cool.
That was cool. Yeah. He loves walking in and making a cameo right in the middle of the show. He loves that. It's kind of his thing. But he's the man right there. Well, respect to your dad.
Thank you.
How about you, Brittany?
PBD is my dad.
I think Jen bet David would find that very worrisome.
Well, surprise. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I am an only child, and I am very close with both my mom and my dad. I will say I probably have a little bit of a closer relationship with my mom, and I kind of mirror your relationship with your dad, Gabby.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. I do tend to lean on my dad for business advice and financial advice and more stoic advice and life advice.
Yeah.
But my dad and I's relationship has actually gotten a lot better. He was the breadwinner growing up. He has Parkinson's now, so it kind of forced him to retire. And while he still works a little bit here and there, he's much more passive dude than what he was before. But interestingly enough, now into my adult life, I have an even closer relationship with him than I did growing up. But I don't know. I'm Italian and Catholic, and my parents took turns whacking me with the spoons.
There it is.
They both were equal discipline. You know, they provided the discipline equally in the household. But I love my dad.
Respect.
It's great.
And respect for that spoon.
Yeah.
Nat, I know you have a close relationship with your dad. Shout out to you, Marvin, my guy. I was just with him in Vegas.
Yes.
You've got 2 other sisters.
Yes.
He's a girl dad.
Yes.
I mean, kind of gave away the answer, but you have a very good relationship with your father.
Yes.
What's the importance of that relationship with your father to you?
It's super important. You know, Dad always kind of gives a different perspective. He's coming from a little bit more of a protective type of, you know, area. Of course, mothers have that as well, but there's something about even physically looking like you're able to protect your family as well. That's an aspect of it. And I think there's a lot of strength in, especially when you're raising girls, that level of stoicism. My dad's stoicism is phenomenal, especially with a house full of ladies crying this and that, who's wearing whatever's pants. And to have a father that's able to kind of stay stoic, stay calm during times of chaos. Maybe my mom's having a meltdown, I'm having a meltdown. I can always kind of go to him to rely on him for like a non-emotional answer and more of that, hey, let's kind of process this and figure it out in the most way that we can get the best benefit out of it. But my dad's phenomenal. I wouldn't be who I am today without him. And I think a family dynamic today is really what's lacking in America. So, you know, if there's any way we can kind of strengthen that, I think the world needs it.
I'd like the men in the chat out there watching, especially if you're going to do a super chat, describe what you think your father did for you, the role of your father in your life. So, you know, my father was probably my best friend and my worst enemy. Like, I don't know many kids that fist fought their dad. I was that dude.
Really?
Okay, but I know that I actually wrote like an ode to my father on a Father's Day. Like, I nominated my father, but a very, let's just say, challenging relationship. I nominated him for Father of the Year. But my father had 2 overriding emotions about me, and that was pride and jealousy. So my father was very proud of me. I was always like a very good athlete, very popular, like doing my thing, but he was also very jealous of that. It was very weird because my father had cerebral palsy and he wasn't able to like, it didn't affect his brain. He was a smart dude, but like physically he wasn't all there. So he would be like, because I was like all county in football, all county in basketball, and he'd be like, you gotta fucking try harder, bro. And I'd be like dribbling the ball down the court, yelling at my dad. That was like my deal. Wow. And we would argue every night. It was crazy. But the best thing that he ever did for me was I went to public school my whole life, K through 10, and I got a sports scholarship to one of the most elite private schools in Miami, Miami Country Day. Shout out to the Spartans out there. If you're from Miami, you know about those guys. And he's like, I got you into the school. It's like literally like 30 grand a year. I don't even think my parents made 30 grand a year back then. He's like, you're going to the school. I was like, I'm not going to the school. I'm going to my school with all my friends. He's like, you're going to this fucking school, boy. I'm like, I'm not going. I just remember getting in an argument with my dad. And lo and behold, he won the argument after an ass whooping or 2. I ended up going to the school. Ended up being the best thing that ever happened to me. I ended up meeting all my best friends, all the rich kids out there.
Wow.
I'm flying on private jets these days because like all my buddies turned out to just be beyond successful. Adrian, Keith, you know the names. I'm still friends with my public school friends. Don't forget what you came from, y'all. But it was like the best thing that ever happened to me. And you know, sometimes you think you know what you want in your life, especially when you're 16 years old. Don't tell me what to do, bro. Right. But it turns out the dad kind of knows what's up. So I'm thankful for that. even though I got more ass whoopings from my dad than probably any other fist fight, college football game or high school game I ever got into. So the role of a father is super important. Malik, you live with your dad, I want to say.
Yes, I do.
What's your relationship like with your dad?
That's like my best friend. That's my superhero. That's my role model. I look up to him.
Nice. That's my guy.
Other guys did it too.
Yeah. So why did you guys become so close?
So I had 2 single parents growing up, but he was always present. He was always a phone call away. He was always available no matter what. Even when I was like in 5th grade, he moved down here to Fort Lauderdale. He was still available. He still made time to make sure he visited me. He made sure I visited him. So he was always there no matter what.
So he played a major role in your life. Now, dream with me for a second. It's almost like a nightmare. Let's say he just was like, nah, I'm good. I'm out. Bounce. Peace out. Where do you think you would be if your father wasn't in your life?
That's a great question. I mean, not to discredit my mom. She definitely still kept me in check when he wasn't around. But probably knowing like there's no second line of defense like past my mother, I probably would have tried to overstep a certain boundary.
Yeah.
But like knowing that he was still there in the background, I still made sure I stayed within that boundary.
Yeah, when I was acting up, because I mean I was literally class clown and best athlete in high school. Like imagine that thing. So dude, if I want, like I would shake my mom, shift that out, like I'll run away from mom. Dad will snatch my shit. Guys need to be G-checked sometimes. All right. With that being said.
Yeah, I was always scared of mom more.
Mom for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to the moms. But today we're talking about dads. Okay, but all right, with that being said, thank you guys for sharing your personal stories about your parents. Let's talk to the mothers and even the women on the panel. Marinez, okay, you're a mother. What role does your husband play, and what role do you play in raising your 4 beautiful girls in your life?
So I've always been labeled like the one that disciplines. I'm always like the bad guy, right?
You're the bad guy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Danny's more of a clown. Like Danny's a clown. Perfect example. The girls get home from school. If he's there, they're like, Papa! And if I'm there, it's like, hi, Mom. And I'm like, damn. You know, but...
So you're giving the ass whoopings?
I mean, I lay down the law, but I don't really like...
That's just me having a flashback. My bad. You're good.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, if I have to smack my kids around, I'll pull out my chancleta and, like, throw it at them. I don't have a problem with that.
By the way, for the non-Spanish-speaking audience, a chancleta is like a sandal.
Yeah.
They use it in Miami, and bam. Thank you, Jorge. He knows about those chancletas.
Yeah, and Danny, he does offer them, like, that support. Like, sometimes if they don't want to talk to me about something, they go to him. My 12-year-old came to us last year and told us that she had a boyfriend. And she told him before she told me. And I was like, wow, I thought we had, like, this thing. She eventually told me, but she told him first, and I was very surprised. I was like, wow. I confided in him to tell him that.
How old are the girls?
How old are the girls?
So they range. We have a 1-year-old. We have a 7-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 17-year-old.
Oh,
so
wow,
there's
you
a
got 'em
lot.
all.
You have them at every stage.
Yeah, you literally have every stage.
That also shifts as the girls grow up and things
they
happen and they start dating and life happens. You know, they tend to even shift a little towards mom in certain things. But I know growing up, you know, dad is kind of like, Daddy, you know, like you're the comfort, and mom is more the strict, because that also comes from like, I'm raising a woman, you know, from a woman perspective, like what you don't want for them.
Exactly.
So that I know that shifts.
Experience
for a
is
lot.
really like
You have all girls, right?
all girls.
Yeah, and there is like 100% truth to being a daddy's girl. I think that's why I always got more discipline from my mom, and sometimes I'd be able to just give my dad the right look, and he's like, come on, cat, let her do it.
Yeah, I get that a lot. And then like that's where like sometimes him and I don't see eye to eye, because I'm like, if I just said no, do not go behind my back and tell them yes. Because again, you're painting me out to be the bad guy, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I want them to respect me. I want them to listen to what I'm saying, because I've been through that. I'm giving them advice because I wish my mom would have given me the advice, or if she did, maybe I didn't take it, which was probably the case. So I'm trying to just save you a lot of troubles, like a lot of hurdles that you have to just listen to me, listen to what I'm saying. And as they get older, they do listen, but I'm the bad guy at the house, and then he's kind of like the one that everybody
Well, let's do
goes to.
this, because nobody else has kids on the panel. If I'm okay, you're married, right? Rose is married. You're married with kids. No one else has kids. You each are going to be able to look in the camera. Give a message to the men out there, because we started this whole conversation with the men are getting shitted on. They're getting sort of disrespected. That's a thing these days, okay? Look in the camera. Why don't you say why you think a man in your life is so important, or in your children's life is so important? Like, give the men a shot. Pretend it's Father's Day for a second. What do you think is so important of a man in your life? Go ahead.
I think it's important that a man is in my life because, I mean, they set the standard.
Yes.
At the end of the day for, you know, who you accept into your life. And, yeah.
Okay, Melissa?
To me, there's nothing more beautiful than to feeling safe in the presence of a man. You know, like where they take leadership, especially as entrepreneurs and powerful women that we are. Sometimes we just want to be able to relax. And I feel that a man that is in his healthy masculine will allow you to sit back into your feminine because he takes leadership. It makes you feel safe and wanted and secure, and to me that's just like everything.
So for you, that's like an entrepreneur. I would classify you as like a boss babe, and I'm not like that term gets like thrown around in a negative manner.
I don't like to classify myself as a boss babe because I'm not a boss babe.
Fair enough.
I hate that word too.
All right, guys.
People just smack it on tumblers.
Listen, I'll fight every single one of you guys right now, guys.
Or like
Relax.
girl boss.
I don't mean it like in. I was about to say I don't mean it in the typical negative fashion.
Yeah.
It's like you're doing your thing. You're an entrepreneur. You're a boss. You're also a babe. So like you're even like I'm not a boss babe. It's like you're not a CEO of your company.
Yes, I am.
Or are you not a babe?
I mean,
You're a babe. Stop.
Like to your credit,
So-
can I say I think women ruin that term?
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
I think
they do.
I think it was started with pure intentions and positive intentions, and I think men use it.
Yeah.
Frankly, when I hear boss babe, I hear like yes, queen, boss babe,
Exactly.
and I'm like, oh, she's
What
my
happens
boyfriend. I
is
can't
like
trust her.
not everyone can go running around calling I'm a CEO, bro. I'm run this company. No, it's like
I wanna
no,
say
you're actually an
something.
employee.
Yeah.
When strippers and OnlyFans and cocktail waitresses, no disrespect to them, and they're like, I'm a boss babe. It's like
when
you're
I
kind of diluting the whole premise of a boss
But
babe.
we literally we just like congratulate women for being able to pay their own bills. Men have to do that too. That's just baseline survival. We're like, you paid your cell phone bill? Yes, queen. Like,
Yes.
shut up. Like, she's so
Thank you.
capable
I'm
of so
gonna come
much
back
more.
to you. Thank you. I was interviewing.
Yeah.
I was at Ultra. You know Ultra in Miami.
Oh yeah.
And I was interviewing a group of girls, and they were there obviously with their gay bestie. And I'm like, all right, ladies, like, you know, tell me about what you do, you know, and they're all like, I'm independent, I pay my own bills. They're doing their whole thing, right? These three girls, they're from California, they were here doing their thing. And the gay friend, I was like, how about you, buddy? What do you do? You a boss? He's like, yeah, I'm a boss. I make my own money. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. No dude needs to fucking promote that. We get it. Every dude has to do that.
Yeah.
Whether you're gay or straight. He's like, okay, I get it. Like,
Yeah.
the point is, like, women who have never really had to do that for hundreds, if not thousands of years, they're able to do that now. Respect. But when guys hear women say that, guys are just kind of looking like,
Yeah, they pay.
really?
I'm
Welcome
rolling
to
my
our
eyes
world.
like that when I hear that. Like, I'm like, it's like just limiting somebody's capability. So, and it's like patronizing. Like, it's like, you're on your period and you showed up to work today, boss babe. I'm like, no, that's having a fucking job. Like, figure it out. Yeah.
It's basically like sort of giving yourself a trophy in this sort of like trophy culture for just going to work.
Yeah.
Whereas like you have guys that show up to work day in and day out, doing all sorts of jobs, doing all sorts of shitty jobs for that matter.
Yeah.
And they don't get a pat on the back or nothing.
It's just identified
But a
and
girl will
labeled.
take her clothes off and do an OnlyFans or just even go to a job. She feel like she needs a trophy.
Yeah, and not to like use the term because I do get like the ick when I hear boss babe, but like, yeah, everybody that I'm in the company of right now is who I would consider a boss. Like, that is somebody who I do think should be congratulated. People that are starting their own businesses, raising kids, like that is badassery. Not like, yes, queen, you tied your shoes today. Yes, and you didn't need a man to help. I'm like, oh my god.
Okay, well, you crushed this one. Why do you think, like, what would a man do for your life? Like, what's the importance of a man in your life?
if I'm talking about my father, I mean, that's the first relationship that you have with a man in your life. So my dad set the tone for what was possible, how a man could show up for me, how a man could discipline me, how I could grow from a man, how I could be loved by a man, protected by a man. So, and to be honest, like, it's like him and my mom both have like equal masculine and feminine energies. I go to them for different things at different times. Right now,
what about like an actual man in your life? What kind of man would you want? Like, what do you need? What do you need a man to bring to your life?
Number one thing, and I've learned it from my father, is I need a guy who shows up and whose word and actions always line up. And as far as I'm very fortunate and lucky that I have an amazing father who sees me for who I am, accepts me for who I am, but more than anything, anytime he said he would be there, he was always there. Wow. So right now, that's the number one trait that I look for. If I'm dating a guy and the words and actions don't match up, me and Tony don't approve.
Can we top it up?
There we go.
That reminds me, actually.
How about you, Gabby?
I mean, my situation's unique in the sense where, like I said, my mom is a stay-at-home mom. There's 4 of us. We're all 2 years apart. We're all athletes. And that was basically my mom's job. My dad traveled the world. He made the money. That was his job. My dad, though, so like growing up where I was raised, 90% of the moms were stay-at-home moms. They didn't work.
And would you grow up in the Midwest?
No, upstate New York.
Oh. That accent, it sounds very Midwesty. 100%.
I know. Everyone thinks
guys,
let's
remember, let's talk about men in your life, like a husband, a boyfriend, what you want from them. Go ahead.
Well, I think where I'm getting with that is the fact that the only experience that I have had is where my dad was our financial support. He took care of everything. Like if I had decisions to make with college, with the jobs that I was taking, like everything from a growth opportunity came from my dad's advice. From my mom's standpoint, it was more of the emotional piece to it. So she was my emotional support, and then my dad was, I guess you could say, like more of the stoic standpoint. And so I know I don't really date. My friends know this. And I have taken your advice, Adam. I made my list. But like, these things have...
Look at us, changing lives out here, guys.
Changing lives day and left and right. And so for me, I've noticed that some of those things aren't as important to me. Like, I see that where the financial piece comes in, and it's great, but I can always get that from my dad. So like, I need somebody who's going to have more of that emotional support, the dependability, the reliability, that they're actually going to be there, that they're going to show up and actually stand by their word. It's just saying, like, I got it. And just to know that there's that support and dependability there.
Yeah. Got it. Rosa, you're married. You've been married 10 years.
Yes.
Okay. What does your husband do for your life? What do you do for his life?
Absolutely. Men are very important. And you said to look at the camera and give men a message. Guys, we absolutely need you to step up. Go to the gym. Educate yourself. Become the man that you want to be, that you envision. Own up to your masculinity. We need you. Us women need you. And please step up to the plate. I know that there's a war against the men, and it's all the woman in power, and that's all great and goody, and it's gotten us this far, but we need to change the game. Yeah. And women are realizing that being the boss babe is really not what we want. And I feel that men really need to step up their game and really put in the work to become the men that we need.
I want to be a boss babe, I want to be a boss babe, and I want a boss fella.
Right.
Jamie, how about you, Jamie?
Yes.
You're an attractive girl. You got your little workout outfit going on. You're ready to kick some ass. What do men do for your life?
So many things. No, I'm just kidding. Well, listen, I think what you were saying earlier, consistency. I just want some inconsistency. Yeah. Like, I want my man to be my foundation, my home, a safe space, security, big one for me. And I want somebody that I can grow with and, you know, not necessarily be in the car with him and grow. Like, I want my own car, you have your car, and like you drive, hypothetically, just, you know, metaphorically. Right. But yeah, just security and consistency. And I think men, just everybody in general, I think needs to just kind of get out of culture and just do you and like be yourself and like don't let culture influence you that deeply.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
let me ask the ladies a question. So I hear a lot of consistency, step up, be a man. Okay. You know, there's a lot of stats out there. You guys are familiar with hypergamy, where how women will only date up, whether that's socioeconomically. So there's sort of a theme out there where it's in the manosphere. I don't expect you guys to know it, but they say that men love unconditionally, but women love on condition. Okay? Whereas like a man will go find a gorgeous little broke ass pretty girl and be like, get out of that trash can, girl. You're coming with me now. I'm about to change your life. Have a baby by me, be a millionaire. Boom, right? And we will do that for a woman. But women aren't necessarily going to do that for a man. You're not going to find some good-looking homeless dude and be like, stop working at Burger King, buddy. Like, come on, you're gonna work with me. Meaning there are conditions that a man must meet for you to actually give him the time of day. I.e., so most women want a guy who's 6 foot. Okay. Most women want a guy who's making 6 figures. Most women want a guy who's
at least 6 inches.
At least 6 inches, right?
At least, yeah.
Most women want a guy who's in shape, arguably a 6-pack, at least in shape. So, you know, like there's the sexual market value chart. I don't expect you to pull it up right now, where basically it says all the factors that women are looking for in a man. Okay, and it's sort of an equal distribution. There's money and resources, right? There's looks and personality. There's age and game and everything that kind of comes with that. So it's a multitude of factors that make up what women are looking for in a man. Like you always hear a checklist of women. It's like, I want him to be tall and good looking and handsome and make a lot of money and be funny and be cool and be nice to my grandma, but also be rough with me in bed, but not too rough. And there's like a check. Where most guys, like the distribution is completely different. It's like the pie chart for women, what they're looking for in a man, it's like all over the map. All these things they're looking for. A guy, 80% of what it is, what do you think it is?
Looks.
Yeah. Okay?
Yeah. Your
Men
ass.
are visual creatures. You say your ass?
Yeah.
She's like, start doing
Squat
some
it
squats.
out. Squat
I'm
it
an ass
out.
man, so I totally understand. I totally get it. Whereas men aren't like, I don't need you to, like, I don't care how much money you make. I don't care, like, what you do for work. I don't care your career. I don't necessarily care about a whole host of
There's a Backstreet
issues.
Boys song about that. I don't
I
care
don't
who
care
you
who you
are,
are,
where you're
where
from,
you're
what you
from.
do.
Exactly.
As long as you put
long as you love me. Exactly. So,
Exactly.
and then the other 20% that they're looking for in a woman are like age, which is also part of looks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because men are basically, we've been raised for thousands of years just to look for the most vibrant, beautiful women to have children with. It's kind of part of our DNA, right? And then they don't really care, especially super successful guys. Like if you meet a guy who's worth $20 million, does he care if you make 50 grand or 150 grand? Not in the least. He's probably going to want you to quit your job and just let the dude take care of you. So here's my question for the ladies out there. Yeah, I'm hearing all this like, be there for me, be reliable, be stable, don't be a liar, be consistent. So when you're saying these things, right? How many of these guys that are reliable, consistent, would you actually even give a chance? Meaning, like I met your husband, tall, good looking, successful. You can clearly tell he's the type of guy who could put it down. You got 4 kids. Respect to you, Danny. Meaning, if he was a reliable, nice guy, you know, construction worker making 50 grand, you probably wouldn't even give that guy the time of day. So am I off base on this? Like, would you date just a normal, nice guy? I'm off base?
Yeah.
Because the stats show otherwise, lady.
See,
so I'm kind of calling bullshit right now.
But this goes to Jamie's point about the social media and the culture. It's been put into your brains of this. Like, you say, I want NBA babies. I just want somebody who has the athletic genetics. That's really it, because that's also a mentality that comes with it. There's a level of things that come with it. You're committed, you're competitive, you're driven. There's a lot of things that just come from, that's why athletes or former athletes always get hired first going into jobs for a lot of the time. It's not saying across the board, but there's that piece of it. Like if I could find a guy who was actually nice, reliable, showed up when he needed to, followed through on his word, was honest with everything that was up front, I think there would be a lot less problems.
Yeah.
And you would be happy.
I also have to say, like, I get the checklist, and we've heard it for decades and decades. Like, he's got a good car, good job, good money. Fuck the checklist. That's such a toxic, terrible way of dating. And like, nobody is perfect, and everything in life ebbs and flows. And like, you could be missing out on somebody that's really quality because, he's making 90K, not 100K. Like, all of that, we're human beings. We're not resumes. And like, to your point, I don't really care as much about how much money. It's about alignment. Yeah. Like, I work out a lot. I don't particularly want to be with somebody who doesn't. Like, right? Like, I'm really ambitious and work 24/7. I don't think it would work. I don't care what he does. I don't think it would work if I was with somebody that didn't really have a great work ethic. So it's not as much about the checklist as it is about like the
It's an energy and a frequency match. Like, you need to vibe with somebody. I know it's like a cliche thing to say, but you have to vibe with them. And not for anything, prior to the boyfriend that I'm with now, there was an athlete on my ass, and then there was another dude that was a big restaurateur. A lot of money over here. I went with the cop. I date a cop, and he, like, the best dude ever, but didn't come from money, doesn't have a lot of money. I make more than him, and it's just the situation I'm in. But to your point, you know, it didn't, for me, it was, did I vibe? Like, what am I going to do with this athlete? Like, where are we going? Where is that really going?
Let me ask you guys this. Is anybody under 25 on the panel?
No.
Nobody's under 25. Okay. Is anybody under 30 on the panel? We've got 1, 2. Okay. So here's not you, Malik. Thanks, brother. So here's my question, because I think we've surmised sort of the point here. After maybe age 30, do you sort of have an epiphany? It's like, you know what? Maybe all the things I wanted when I was 22, 23, 24, that checklist, you're willing to make some concessions to find just a quality, good man. I see you nodding.
Because all of those other things can change. You can always work harder to get more money. You can start tomorrow and jump into a new career path. All of those things. I can't change if he's a liar. I can't change if he's a psychopath. I can't change if he, but I can.
Sounds like you've had some issues with that.
Yeah.
But Rosa, you were nodding your head. Because I firmly believe that women, you know, you hold all the power, especially in your 20s.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. Right.
You're young, you're sexy, you're beautiful, you got it going on. Yeah, I don't give a shit you're a nice guy. I don't give a shit you don't make enough money. You can kind of, but as you get older, you know, men start to become more established, make more money, come into their own. Like, I was a broke fuckboy until I was fucking 30, and I was like, by the time I was 35, I was a millionaire, but it took me time. And then according to sexual market value charts, by age 30 in that range, men kind of catch up to women, and then it kind of flips another way after that. So do women at a younger age need to kind of like accept a good quality man, even if he's not hitting all the boxes, and basically settle down with that great man, or should they keep going for the next guy, bigger, better deal?
I think that you need to become the woman that, for me, for example, I became the woman that I wanted to be for the man that I wanted, right? At that time in my life, but I also believe that for me, for example, I think growth mindset is very important. If you have a growth mindset, then you can grow with the person, because you are not the same person that you were 10 years ago. It's impossible. You know, you're constantly changing, you're constantly evolving, and maybe you fell in love with the guy when they were 20 and it worked for you, and you guys were, you know, hanging out, smoking, drinking, and it was fun at that moment, but then you turn 30 and that's not what you want anymore. So I think it's very important to have growth mindset. And both of you, woman and man. And if you want all of these things in a man, then what are you bringing to the table as a woman? You need to become the woman that if you want that man, okay, what kind of woman does that man want to have? So become the woman that you need to become to have the man that you want, and have a growth mindset.
I agree with that. I also think if you have your own financial security and more so financial confidence too, then like where he's at matters a little bit less, because you know you've got you've got your business, you have your business savvy. From what I see, not, you know, shots fired Miami women, but like a lot of Miami women that hyper fixate on the money and the assets, I'm like, don't have their own fucking flourishing business. And I'm like, oh, you're not looking for a partner, you're looking for a sugar daddy.
Yeah, well, there's the famous quote that men who only marry for beauty and women who only marry for money will be equally disappointed in the end.
Miserable.
Well, at the end of the day, it's an ego thing, you know? It's ego.
Well,
to
okay, let's
clarify-
get to traditional gender roles for a second here. So there's an article from the Wall Street Journal. You have the article about the stay-at-home dads. Pull this up real quick. So meet the stay-at-home dads. They're on the rise as men drop out of work and skip college. You have that article, Malik?
Yeah.
Okay, so stay-at-home dads are on the rise in the U.S., accounting for nearly 20% of stay-at-home parents. Okay? This is actually a Business Insider article. Often prompted by economic downturns and shifting gender norms. Got it. This is according to Pew Research. Economic pressures, including the cost of childcare and limited job prospects, drive some men to choose stay-at-home roles. You know, daddy daycare is what we're talking about, which could serve as a solution to the growing workplace crisis faced by American men and who are enrolling in college less and fewer working hours. I don't know if you know this. 40 years ago, 60-70% of college attendees were men, right? 30%, 40% women. It is completely flipped now. Women 60% in college, men 40%. Women are getting their degrees. They're basically, you know, they say degrees pay fees, skills pay the bills. Women are taking on more college debt, credit card debt, trying to become economically empowered. They're taking on that role. And on the flip side, clearly men are now willing to stay home and take care of the kids. Some are even breastfeeding these days. I call it, what do they call it? Chest feeding. Shout out to all my chest feeders out there.
I think that's where I draw the line.
While stay-at-home dads have doubled over the last 30 years, doubled.
Wow.
Traditional views actually still do persist, requiring shifts in both societal expectations and policies to fully close the gender gap and recognize caregiving as a shared role, regardless of gender. As one dad noted, this is anecdotal, but it's one dad, to hug my kids and take care of my kids is not a gender thing, it's a parent thing. Respect to you, Dad. So, how many women, by show of hands here, are willing to go to work all day, do your job, do your thing, while Dad stays home and takes care of the kids? Show of hands. So I'm the only one.
Way, like whatever works.
I'm the only one that's willing to stay home with the kids while you ladies work.
If that's the situation,
Okay.
I don't care.
Because I think it depends.
So hold on. Who here is willing to work all day while Dad takes care of the kids? Show of hands.
Everything's done.
I don't
just
see
don't
any
like
hands.
that. I don't think there's any balance in that, whether it's a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad.
Melissa.
So no.
I personally disagree. Like I've had this conversation with my husband and we kind of laughed about it, but I flat out told him I would not see you the same. I do not see you as that man, that provider, that if I have to go out and work and make all the money and you staying at home, I automatically lose respect for you as a man. And this is just my opinion. I don't know if any of you agree, but it's like, you're the man.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing home?
Yeah.
Like, I should be home.
Okay, that's what I'm
Can I
talking.
add on to
So
what
you're
you
saying,
said?
listen, you've got 4 kids. You know, you're a hairdresser. Okay, you're working
We're
full
both
time or part time.
entrepreneurs.
But you would
Part-time right now.
absolutely lose respect for him
I
if
would.
you were slaving or doing hair all day and he was just home taking care of the kids.
Unless he has, like, I don't know, something that's not enabling him from working, then okay. But if
Gotcha.
there's nothing wrong with you, why are you home doing absolutely nothing, taking care of the kids?
So you would lose respect.
I would.
Okay, Jay Marie.
And this is no shots against men. I love men. This is nothing against them. But I think that right now in the society we live in, men aren't, they're a lot weaker than how they were, you know, back then in the day. And it's forced women into a masculine role to having to take care of themselves and having to take care of so much and, you know, the money and being able to provide for themselves and protect themselves. We no longer live to where guys can, you know, step up to the plate. Not all of them, some of them. So I think that just, you know, women coming in a role with more masculinity than femininity, it already puts us at a deficit, and we cannot, I mean, we're nurturers, we care for the people around us, we love very hard, you know, and so I think that when a man cannot step up to the plate, it already puts us at a deficit, and I don't think that's something that, you know, women would want to deal with, essentially.
So you're not down to do that?
No.
Because I'll wife you up right now. I'll just stay home. You can go to work. I'll just take care of the kids. I'll make the house nice and neat.
No, Adam.
And you go out there and kick some ass.
I
You
think
sure?
it comes down to biology too, not even getting to if a man is at home all day long, listening to their crying baby and changing diapers, what do you think is going to happen to their testosterone level?
Yeah.
Do you think their same sex is going to be the same?
No.
Do you think the chemistry is going to be the same? It's not. It's impossible. So I don't agree with that.
Yeah, and testosterone has dropped, I think, 1% every year for the last 40 years. And it's true that like men just aren't as strong, tough, and masculine these days.
Mm-hmm.
Step the fuck up, man!
Yeah.
All right.
And I don't think guys can
So
really
no
take
one,
that.
Melissa, you know, you do very well for yourself. You're doing your thing. You meet a nice dude. You know, you settle down, maybe have a kid or two. But he's going to stay home and raise the kids while you're out there crushing the world. What do you think?
Is the gladiator staying at home and taking care of kids? No, he's out there hunting and protecting his wife and his family. I want a gladiator. And for me, a man that stays at home and takes care of the kid while his woman is out working is a freaking pussy.
Okay.
Yes.
Damn.
Wow. Yes.
Gabby.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I feel like you'll be willing to deal with the guy who stays home and does some chest feeding. Let me know, Gabby.
I actually want to see the article because I'm curious. Because when you say that they've dropped out of college to do this, like, or is it based on the current economic downturn that they just can't find?
All the above.
I'm where she's
All the
at.
above.
I'm where she like stay-at-home dad. Does that mean he's also like financially insecure? Or is that just
I'm
where
not signing
like
up for that to be your job? But if this is you know what I'm saying? Like, is this, I'm just asking, based on the article and what you're providing to us, are you saying it's because of the economic downturn? There's a lot of layoffs. People don't have jobs. That's the solution for the time being. Then that's a different story.
Cost of childcare, limited jobs prospects, not going to college. There's a multitude of factors. It's not one thing.
Right.
The point is, how willing are you to go out, kick some ass in the workforce while dad's staying home?
If it was for a time being because they didn't have a job or something.
I'm not
then
talking
yes.
6 months, Gabby.
Okay, well
I'm
then
talking
no, then I wouldn't do
perpetuity.
it. I wouldn't do it then.
And you're talking that the woman is the sole breadwinner, like he is at home,
bringing home nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, I think 6 months would be my limit.
Okay.
For
Right,
that.
because of there
Also, let
are
me just say, if I
scenarios.
come home and my kids are sucking on my husband's nipples,
Okay.
that's problem number one.
Well, that's happening these days.
Meet the Fockers?
Well, listen, guys, I'm glad that you guys gave this response because here's the deal. You know, traditional gender roles have flipped over the last few decades, okay? For eons, the man was the protector and the provider, and what'd you call him? The gladiator. And the woman was the nurturer, taking care of the kids, being motherly, being feminine, but everything's flipped these days. And that's the point of the question on the panel. None of you would be comfortable staying with your husband, staying at home, with your man staying at home, and you be out in the workplace. You said you would absolutely lose respect for him.
I sure
And
would.
you would completely just look at him like a fucking pussy.
Yes.
That's, in all due respect, how men look at women when they're basically trying to emasculate men and take their role from them. So just how you're kind of like belittling men, and rightfully so,
absolutely
that's kind of how men are like,
Yeah,
what are you doing,
I agree
chick?
too.
Like, let the man handle
And
that.
also, like, women should give men that space to step up, you know,
Absolutely.
because, you know, women, I mean, all the girls in this panel, like, we all, you know, have worked for something that we have, but allowing your man to just step up, like, make him make the decisions, act like a damsel in distress, I don't know, like, you know, so I think that women have to do that also, is just allowing them to make, you know, their mistakes and also allowing them to step up as well.
I'm gonna give my protector, my provider, the person that pays all my bills for me, Natalia. I'll give you the final word on this topic before we move on to the next one. Thank you for paying all my bills, young lady.
Yeah, right. No, I'm good. No, I think it's important that when it comes to, you know, the role of a man, it's important that they do the things, and they do the things that will allow women to respect them. Yeah. As soon as you start allowing things and allowing men to kind of cut corners, you know, that also it cheats yourself. You know, having a man stay at home while women are working all day, it's, you know, it's even like biology, you know, women can't outlast the way men do. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're trying to compete with a man, I think that's the first problem. Yes. You know, each role of a woman and a man in a relationship is completely different. And, you know, of course, everybody's dynamic. Something happens, the man's out of work, sure, of course, I understand. Right. But at the end of the day, I totally agree with Marinas, that you... Marines. I'm sorry, I'm Spanish.
Don't catch la chaclata to la fucking cabeza, okay? You'll catch that. You see that shoe right there? You're gonna catch it, man.
I'm okay with those
though.
Natalie's like, I had too much of her tequila, so I'm like.
Martinez.
But I
Anyway.
absolutely agree. You lose respect
Okay.
for a man and the
Well,
responsibilities.
so nobody here wants to see their man walk into the house and there he is, baby.
You got the bill.
Just
No.
chest feeding. You don't need to see that?
No.
All right, gentlemen. All right, ladies.
That whole
Thank
alpha
you.
female thing.
All right.
Chill out a little bit.
Last handful of stories. We got about a half hour left. So we'll try to get 3 stories in before we go. So let's get into a little relationship conversation right now, and then we'll circle back to everything that's going on with Snow White.
Here we go.
So, speaking of men stepping up, being a man, what's that?
Everyone laughed. You said relationship. Everyone's like, ha ha ha.
So there's this guy called Dan Bilzerian. You ever heard of him?
Yeah.
And he sometimes
Is that
gets
the guy with all the girls?
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know.
That's
but
the
is
guy
that
with all the girls.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh.
He seems like he has a very fun life.
When you hear that name, just when you hear that name, before we play this clip and what he has to say, we talk about relationships. What's the first word or few words that come to mind? Go ahead.
Sorry, what was that? What did you do?
The first word or few words that come to mind when you hear that name, Dan Bilzerian.
Well, I didn't know who he was, but then you said that, and then I remember seeing like a post somewhere of like a bunch of girls around him, and I was like,
Does anybody not know who that is?
No, I don't know who he is.
You don't even know who that is?
No.
Okay.
I've seen his face.
I know
All right.
who he is, yeah.
Well, all right. So then let's play the
get a
clip.
reaction, yeah, let's
and
get
then
a
you guys can
Let's
say
meet
this.
Dan Bilzerian.
Here's how Dan Bilzerian deals with hot women, but most importantly, advice for you guys out there, how not to get disrespected when your hot ass chick is talking to another dude. Malik, roll the clip.
Different philosophy with it, if a guy's disrespectful in front of me, then that's different. But but if a guy's just hitting on a girl that you're with, she's got to handle that. You know what I mean? Like,
I agree.
because if you have a hot girl, well, here's the thing: if you have a hot girl, like, she has to police her own shit, because like guys are gonna hit on her regardless. Like, I don't care if you're like publicly married, guys are gonna try and hit on a hot girl, right? So if she's not capable of like policing her shit, you gotta find a new girl, right? Because like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna be like, the guy that runs around like beating up every guy that hits on your girl? I've got a different philosophy with it,
So let me frame this question, and I'm gonna turn it over to you ladies. He talks about she's got to handle that. If you're with a girl, right, and a guy, and you're all attractive women here, and a guy starts talking to you, she needs to say, hey, I've got a man. My man's over here. Sorry, not interested. She needs to police her own shit, as Dan Bilzerian basically says, right?
Yes.
So, or the man has to find himself a new girl. I would get in an argument all the time with my buddy. Let's just call him G. And I'm not going to call him out. But he would flip out anytime some dude would try to talk to his girl. And I would say, what do you want guys not to talk to your girls? Like, yeah, I don't want anybody talking to my girl, bro. Well, I got news for you. I got news for you. You can do one of two things.
Yeah.
You can date a hot chick and deal with it, or just date some ugly chick that no guy's gonna want to talk to. The choice is yours. He goes, well, why can't I just date a hot chick that no guy is gonna want to talk to? I go, that's not how it works, homie. Not gonna happen. He's like, all right, fine, man. All right, Saz, that's fine. But the reality is this. We just talked about guys being visual creatures. 80% of what guys are attracted to are beauty or the booty. We know this.
Or a beautiful booty.
So help the guys out there, ladies, okay? There's often, people that say you can't listen to advice from women because they don't understand what it's like being a man. And for the most part, sometimes they're right, because you don't know what it's like being a man. But you know, all as attractive women, what it's like being hit on by a dude when you have a dude.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Gabby, you're nodding. You're gorgeous, you're tall, you're tan, you got it going on. If you've got a man, okay, what do you do when you get hit on, and what should your man do?
Well, I should clarify. I don't actually get like hit on in person. Like, I actually don't get approached when we're out. So I'm not like.
I don't either.
Yeah. So like that. I've never actually really.
DMs.
Yes. But,
Stop it.
No, dead ass. But the point that you brought up, and this is like, it was a TikTok the other day, and I sent this to all of my friends, guys, girls, everybody under the sun. And it was like, lack of a better term for baddie, but it was like, don't date a baddie if you don't want a baddie. Just because you're dating a hot girl, now that you're dating her, does not make her ugly. Like, if you wanted an ugly, we're always beautiful women in our own ways. But if you wanted an ugly girl, go date an ugly girl. If you're dating a girl that's attractive, she's not going to become less attractive when you start dating her. Things are not going to change. So the female needs to own that. Like, I think about that because I just dealt with a very insecure individual, and he could not handle the social media. I was like, I don't entertain any of this. Like, I don't want any of this. I don't want male followers. It doesn't help me. You're not buying a bikini from me. You're not buying my protein powder, the Office Health over here. So when you have these things, and you have to be able to own that and be confident in yourself and be confident with the woman that you're dating, knowing that she's dedicated to you and only you. Now, I've seen the other side where they slip up and you want to mess around. That's on you. But you want somebody who's going to be confident. The girl, like maybe they see like, oh, there's this person comes in and they want to give them the attention. That's on them.
Bingo. Isn't that a legitimate concern for a man?
Yeah.
Well, that's not the girl for you then.
Then you shouldn't be with her.
So
Then you
Rosa,
shouldn't be with them.
Yeah.
Rosie, you've been with your man 10 years. You're a lovely lady. You're feminine. I assume men approach you from time to time. Where do you live? What area?
Fort Lauderdale.
So you're here in South Florida.
I'm here.
There's guys driving fancy cars. There's rich dudes. There's horny dudes. They're out there. What do you do when you get approached?
I'm married, happily married. Thank you very much. And that's it. And thank you for the compliment, but I am married. That's it. Walk away. And that's it. My man is my man. I respect my man. And I love when we're out partying and my man's there. He knows who I am. He knows that I'm going to turn it down. And I love that because he trusts me, and that bond, nobody can touch.
Well, and respect to you, you're married, you have a ring in your finger, which is basically like a stay away thing. I actually know girls that actually...
but men don't care. Guys love that even more.
I get it, but I actually know girls that wear fake rings just to kind of keep it away. But guys are oblivious. I'll say a buddy to a friend, I'm like, why'd you buy that girl a drink? You didn't realize that she had a ring? Oh, dude, I didn't even look at it. What? Buddy? It was shining on... Okay. But, Jamie, you're not married, but you're in a relationship.
I am.
How long you been in a relationship for?
About 3 years.
Okay, so it's been a while. So, but meaning you don't have a dude repellent on, you don't have a ring yet.
I do not.
Now, in my opinion, he should probably buy one soon. But that's another story.
Okay.
When a guy's hit on you, you're in a gym, you're attractive. What steps do you take to repel these men?
Well, listen, first and foremost, I'm a people person. I was a bartender before I do what I do now. So I it's not not normal for people to not talk to each other. So it's fine. But if it's starting to go that route, I just politely say that, like, listen, if this is going that way, dude, I'm taking, if you happen to be into guns, my boyfriend's in the firearms business.
Say this.
I pivot.
My boyfriend's a cop.
He's a cop and he's a firearm.
Jane Marie, you're out there in Miami. You out in the clubs. If you know Mizzle, you're in the clubs.
Sometimes.
So, but you don't have a man right now.
It's okay.
So speak from a single woman's perspective. You're out there partying with girls that probably have boyfriends. Be honest, you don't have to name names. How many girls in relationships, maybe will go have a drink with a guy, maybe they'll entertain a little flirting. Let's get real here. I know it happens.
Well, I've seen it. I mean, I don't hang out with girls like that. I think that's super disrespectful, first off, to yourself and the person you're with. But I have seen it to where, women do get very promiscuous, especially when the drinks start hitting and, conversations start flowing. But I think as a woman, you have to just handle yourself correctly, whether single, taken, married, you should handle yourself with a certain grace. And I mean, like she said, there's, ways you can have conversations. And then even sometimes me being single, like, sometimes I'm like, okay, like, I'm not,
interested.
not interested in you,
So this begs a different conversation, guys. On one end of the spectrum, it's guys who are possessive. They're creating rules. They're maybe insecure. They tell you can't go places. And then on the other hand, there are guys who are sort of like blindly trustworthy. My girl would never. And she's getting banged out in the fucking bathroom at the club. I've seen it before. You know about that, Z. So the point is this. I don't think either one is fit for a healthy relationship. But you talked about, there's a big difference between a girl going to Starbucks and getting a double frappuccino that you're kind of into these days, or going to a full-on club, bar, and drinking. Drinking, clubs, bars, lounges, festivals, drugs, partying. That is a totally different environment than going to Whole Foods or going to Starbucks.
There's a fine...
So how comfortable would you guys be in a relationship if a guy was like, listen, baby, if you want to be with me, you can either go to a bar or club with me or not at all. Would anybody be okay with that?
I think that's a little black and white and polarizing. I think you have to find what makes your partner comfortable. And I think that there's a very fine, tricky line between like, well, I didn't actually do the act of cheating. And then you also have to be like, okay, but you're also putting yourself in environments where this is weird. And I mean, but I think there's no one answer for every relationship, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But I'm saying if you're with a guy
Yeah.
and he says to you, I'll ask each one of you, all right, listen, if you want to be with me and you want to go out drinking to a bar, to a club, I mean, I've seen it, I've heard it, I know it, I've done it. When girls are out partying, things happen. That's not even a debate. So if you want to be with me, you're not going out to a club or bar without me.
Then he doesn't
like
trust his
Martinez,
partner.
when I met you, you were at a club with your husband. So you're married for 10 years, you got 4 kids, it's a different story. But if Danny said something to you like, listen, you're either partying with me or not at all, how would you respond?
That's the thing. My relationship is very different than anybody's relationship that I've ever met, but that's something that we established from the very beginning. And we kind of set our own rules. I go on girls' trips.
Yeah, I just want to dance in the club.
Yeah, like what if we want to go out?
a girls' night?
You have really good friends,
Yeah,
right?
but I've also, last weekend, I went out with my girlfriends. We had dinner, and then I ended up in a lounge, and it's okay. Because we establish rules that, listen, you're an adult, I'm an individual, you're an individual. I don't have to tell you what you have to do or what you can't do. I cannot be in a relationship because I was in a relationship prior to Danny that it was very controlling. And I will say, I grew so much from that relationship because I was the cheater. I was the girl that was out doing all of those things, but it's because you try to have control over me. And the more you tell me no, the more I want to do it. That's
so
just the type
you
of
were the
person that I
cheater
am.
in that relationship, and you
In
did
every
it because he was
relationship
trying to
prior
be too
to Danny.
controlling?
I'm sorry?
You were the cheater in the relationship, and you did it because he was being too controlling?
Yes.
But-
And I don't know if that's just a problem that I have, but the more you tell me no, the more I want to do it. I don't know if that's the Aries in me.
Welcome
but
to
it's
the
like,
world
no.
of women, gentlemen.
I think it's anybody though. The more you hold on to a fistful of
Yeah.
sand, it
So
slips out
when
of your
I
fingers.
met Danny, that's something that we established from the very beginning. I told him, I'm like, listen, I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with that. I don't want to be controlled. I've been controlled in every single relationship that I've been with, and look how it ended. So I'm looking for A, B, and C. If you're okay with that, then let's do this. If not, let's not. Because I knew from the very beginning that I didn't want to jump into another toxic relationship. I know my faults. I know my good and my bad. If you're telling me not to do something, I'm going to do it. Period.
When you're telling me not to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yes, because you're controlling
Is that
me.
sort of indicative of women?
I think it's humans. I think it's everybody.
I don't know. I feel like if you tell a guy, listen, bro, don't do this shit, most guys will be like, all right, I won't do it.
So if somebody said, don't push that red button, you wouldn't push it? Yeah, you would.
Depends.
I think it's
Here's
more
the
about
reason
control.
why I ask. Okay, when you go out to clubs, how often are you doing the approaching to men versus men doing the
Never.
approaching to you?
Never.
Never. That's my fucking point. Is that you are all pretty little deers just out there, and there's just dudes out there with arrows being like, bang, got one. Yep. And that's what a guy's, I guess, fear is that, I mean, I'm with you, you're mine, we're together, we're doing something here, and you're gonna go out there as a pretty little deer, and there's just a bunch of dudes with bow and arrows out there trying to hunt you down. But you're not out there with bow and arrows.
But
You're not
nothing would
hunting.
make me happier than to walk into a place and just watch those faces, and it's like, no, he's mine. Like, that's mine.
But when you're
Like,
with the guy,
Just in.
but
even
what
in,
happens when you're not with the guy?
I feel
Go ahead, Melissa.
you attract who you are.
Yes.
Okay? So if you are a confident, powerful woman who is trustworthy, you are going to attract that kind of man. Period. And that's it. You know? So I feel like you get what you give. So don't be in a relationship with somebody that's making you question. Like when I'm in a relationship with someone, if I'm with you, I freaking trust you. babe, go out. I don't care what time you get home. I love you. Be home safe, and we'll talk tomorrow.
I can't control other people's behavior.
You can't.
I can't control if he hits on me. What I can't control is how I respond to it.
Yeah.
So if my boyfriend doesn't want me even out at a bar at all, that's not an issue of whether he trusts the other men or not. That's an issue of whether he trusts me.
Okay, so let's play a game there for a second. All right, let's just help the men at home. Because let the men are watching right now. You're going to be a fly on the wall right now. So am I. Okay. We're going to go around the panel here. Let's say you all are in a relationship. Okay? You're all in a relationship. You're standing at the bar. You're with your girls. Some dude rolls up. Cool dude. Swag. Sauce. He's got some Riz. Hey, how you doing? What's up? He gives you the Joey from Friends thing. Bing, bing, bang. Wants to buy you a drink. What do you say to that guy if you have a man? Ready? Nat, go ahead. What do you say?
I always say I'm in a relationship. I'm sorry, even if I'm not. I say I'm in a relationship, but thank you so much. It was great to meet you.
No, it's all good. That's what my ex-girlfriend told me. But, you know, that's bang, bang, bang. And then can I just buy you a drink?
I'm okay, thank you.
You sure?
I'm
You look
okay,
a little
thank
thirsty.
you. I'm okay. You should follow Valuetainment, though. If you
Oh,
wanna
nice.
go.
Well played.
Right
Okay. Jay Marie, what do you say?
I would just say thanks for the compliment. If they're giving compliment, most of the time they would compliment. You know, I'd just say thanks for the compliment, but I'm just not interested and I'm with somebody if that's the case.
Gotcha. Okay. Melissa?
I'm so flattered, but my girlfriend's single.
Way to deflect.
Follow Epic Talks.
The old assist.
I go with you. I'm like,
There it is.
Hit this guy.
Okay, Marines, I know you got a man. You've kind of
I'm
answered this,
married.
but what would you say?
And just like what she said, she doesn't get approached. I don't either. And I just think, I've always asked, I'm like, why don't people approach
I don't
me?
believe you beautiful women you don't get
swear
approached.
to you, I do not.
You guys are probably oblivious.
Sometimes.
When a guy says like, hey, by the way, do you know where the bathroom is? It's like, he knows where the bathroom is. He's just asking you.
I don't know, maybe
for
I just,
directions.
I don't have game like that, but I'm like, the bathroom's over there. I really don't get approached, and then when I do, it's, if I ever do get approached, it's like I'm married.
Okay. Gabby? What do you say when you do get approached?
If I did, I'm like you. I'm like, oh, I'm with somebody. Thank you so much, but my girlfriends are single, and you can buy them drinks.
That's how it works. Okay. Rosa?
Same. Thanks again for the compliment. I'm not interested. I'm married. That's it.
That's it?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna piggyback on that. It's pageant answer, but yeah.
Brittany, when you
Appreciate
get hit on,
confidence,
just be
but,
like,
you know.
hey, what's up? I'm single. Let's fucking roll,
I'll be like,
baby.
you can come to a comedy show whenever you want and sit in the crowd.
All right. Well, ladies, I feel like...
What about you? Can we everybody ask you a question?
Yeah. Open book.
All right, so can we
Go for
start
it.
one by one right here? So can we ask you anything?
I mean, you about to steal the show right now?
I'm about to, yes. Is that okay
You
with
can
you?
ask the question. Go ahead.
Can we all ask you one question?
Go for it.
All
Rapid
right.
fire.
I wasn't ready for this shit.
Okay.
Hang on, I got this. Let me formulate it.
Yeah.
Is Adam Sosnick single?
Mostly, yes.
Mostly. Oh my God. What does that mean?
Meaning there might be some people that see this video, they're going to get upset, but I'm mostly
Meaning if you look at
single.
Adam's Facebook, it says it's complicated.
Yeah, Facebook, I don't know.
Shame on you.
Well, I have a question now.
Yes.
I have a question. So we've talked a lot about girls having to shoulder the responsibility for being attractive and getting hit on by guys, despite the fact that they're in a relationship and despite the fact that none of the women here would act on it because they're in relationships.
Yeah.
So where is the line for men?
Yes.
What about men who are in relationships and you want to go out and have a drink with your buddies and watch the football game at a bar? Or where's the line with you? I'm just having a conversation with the female bartender. I'm just having, like, what are your thoughts on the other side of that?
I like how you said a shoulder. What do you say?
Well, I'm saying that I have to shoulder the burden of his insecurity because I just got hit on and he doesn't trust that I won't cheat on him.
Everybody knows that when a girl's upset and she just needs a shoulder to cry on, a shoulder to cry on is also a dick to ride on. So you got to be careful.
No.
I
don't know about you. I don't ride the dicks of the men's shoulders that I cry on.
But guys are going to do what guys are going to fucking do. No girls are going up to a dude and hitting on a guy. I love how you were like, so you're talking to the bartender. Yeah, because that's the one chick I could talk to order a fucking drink. So unless a guy is going up and being like, yo, what's up with the chicks out, whatever, guys are just going to be sitting at their table, eating their chicken wings, me and Malik. And as much as I would love to get hollered at, we are the hollerers. We are the sales callers.
So do you want the woman? Do you want women to approach you, or would you rather do the approach?
Would it be easier if hot women were approaching me, throwing their panties my way? Sure, ladies. It just doesn't happen. Men are the guys that approach. So in your fantasy world of all these girls that are approaching me, no, it's the guy that does the approaching. Hence why we asked the question about why women need to police their own shit, not men.
I will say that the influx of creepy men over the last decade or so
100%.
has made it, I'm empathizing with men.
Thank you.
Because all the women here are like, I don't really get approached that much. I think men are a little hesitant to. And girls will, I don't know about, like on girls' nights, we'll spend hours getting ready, making sure every detail's perfect. And you would think that's to attract male attention. And then the second one guy walks up to me in my friend group and is like, what's up? We're like, get away.
Ow.
We're like, oh my God. So like it's, and I think dating apps has ruined the in-person approach too.
Well,
It's just
thank you,
like-
ladies, for the interrogation. Is there any closing arguments, any closing questions before I move on?
No.
I think he got a little nervous. Come on, girls. One more
Nothing.
question now.
Open
I have a
book.
question.
Go ahead.
Men want traditional women, and they want all the women to stay home and not go out to bars and clubs, and they want all these beautiful things. But then you see them following and giving all the women that are opposite to that the attention.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what do you want? Do you want the traditional woman that is going to give you babies, that is going to help you level up as a man, create a family with you, or do you want the whore that's posting tits and ass?
You can be both.
So, so when you say following, when you say following, do you mean on social media?
Social media, when
Okay.
you're out.
You have that story about the girls at the supermarket? Pull it up. I'll tell you when to pull it up. It all depends on what you're looking for. When I was 25, give me the whores. Okay? Now that I'm in my early 40s, I would like a good woman in my life. I would like her to be beautiful and feminine and sexy and great and all that, but not exactly the Insta whores. So think about it. When Instagram came out, what was it, 2012?
Yeah.
Dude, we've never seen anything like this in our life. Meanwhile, all the girls who are posting their pictures, you ain't that skinny girl, your titties ain't that big girl, your face don't really look like that girl, you're face tuning, you're airbrushing, you're doing all sorts of things. Guys are looking at these chicks and being like, what the is going on here? Exactly. I would recommend that most men, okay, if you don't know that girl, if you don't have any friends or in common, just because she's got a fat ass and fat titties, unfollow. She's doing nothing for your life. She's not responding to do a DM. You're wasting your time. You're daydreaming. You're salivating. You're fantasizing for no reason. I did this, okay, in 2016 or whatever it was. Because, dude, I'm being completely honest and candid as a man. Thank you, Brittany, for letting me speak when I answered the question. Dude, as a guy, visual creatures are like, what the hell? It's like kid in a candy store.
Yeah.
But then you realize, especially when you meet these women in real life, it's like, yeah, your skin, I didn't expect that. Or it's like, all right, I thought it's actually a push-up bra. It's like, oh, you got a fake ass, girl. Like, you kind of fight through the fakeness.
Yeah.
Unfollow. So for the men out there, get the Insta whores out of your life. Find yourself a good girl. Okay, like Rosa out here.
Can I ask you a question? I want to ask you something.
Well, let me show you this stat, by the way. So I asked by following, I don't know, we've got 110,000 on Instagram, whatever it is. A couple thousand people responded to this poll, and it's basically, go ahead, show the poll. Okay, can you punch in? So go to the top. So
I saw that.
it says, and just like that, this guy forgot his entire grocery list. So you here have these two girls, clearly fake hair, fake eyelashes, probably some fake asses, whatever. They're doing their thing. Looks good. And then here's the poll that I asked my followers, and they're mostly men, right? 75% men. I said, fellas, you see girls like this at the grocery stores. What do you do? I say, get their number, or nah, that's trouble. Keep it moving. Almost 80-20. 82% nah, trouble. Keep it moving. 18% get their number. Now, I'll tell you this. If you're 18, you're 21, you're 30, or you're divorced, and you're just looking for some ass, you're going to get their number. But if you actually want a good woman in your life, thanks, whores. Goodbye. Keep it moving. The ice cream's in aisle 6. So keep it
That
moving.
photo's so over the top. It's so crazy.
That photo's over the top?
Yeah,
that is PG for Instagram, baby girl.
Well, that's what
That photo's over the top? That is par for the course on Instagram.
So I have a question. You know how you were asking before if your
Love
man
this
was on
interrogation right now. I'm ready. Guns blazing.
if your man was to say like you can't go to the club only if you're with me, there's obviously a very big debate about liking female pictures on Instagram when you're dating somebody. To Rosa's point of actually liking the opposite. So like if they're with me and they're liking somebody who don't look like me.
Excellent question.
And then it's giving, because my friends here, I got screenshots for days, when there's somebody's significant other or somebody's whatever, and I'm screenshotting, I'm like, why is this person liking all my photos? Why are they DMing me? Why is this going to make me want to go on a date? Because this is what they're doing. So I personally don't feel comfortable if my man and I check their following, in all honesty, to see who they follow, and if it's all a bunch of check marks and specific demographic of girls, that's going to be my first red flag, in all honesty.
So
because
your question is what?
Do you, when you're in a true committed relationship, not your frivolous nights, do you like other girls' photos?
Okay, so speaking from experience here.
Because we find out. So I make this very, very clear.
I know the hard way. Relax.
It takes 2 seconds.
Nagtalia. So, all good. I don't care. Single.
That's our pre-workout.
So I actually dealt with this exact same situation earlier this year. There was actually a girl that I was dating. We weren't like boyfriend and girlfriend, but it was on like Donkey Kong. We were dating, okay? She gets mad at me. She says something like, what are your thoughts on, what does it mean when you put like a skeleton on someone's photo? Like what does that mean?
Like a comment.
Like a comment when you put a skull and bones,
like
right?
dead?
Dead.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, oh, it means dead, right? Like, oh, I'm dead, like whatever. Then she goes, well, then why did you put that on this girl's photo?
I think I know her.
Okay. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, so was this a setup? What's happening right now?
Yeah, you asked that too.
Yeah, I was like, what? I totally missed it. I was like, oh, it means you're dead. Yeah. She's like, oh yeah, how about this bitch, yo? And I'm like, I said, what are you doing right now? I said, well, would you like me to explain? Yes. Okay. She's like, I don't even want to hear an explanation. Okay. The reality was this, and this is what my answer to you is like, don't jump to conclusions. It was a Halloween post, okay, with her and her friend dressed as vampires. And the girl, hear me out, the girl was actually legitimately a friend. Not only was she a friend, she worked at a bar that I own. So I'm like genuinely being like, skeleton, I don't know what, it was just whatever. It was exactly. But that's my point.
I can agree with where she jumped to conclusions.
Women are going to jump to conclusions and assume things. So my answer to you is this. Handle it in a mature way. Just say, hey, look, I don't like, if I'm with you, if you're going to be my guy, to be commenting and liking all these girls' posts. Now, I understand if it's a friend, like legitimately a friend or a family member or like, so whatever. But if it's just some random Insta girl, like, dude, I'm not even trying to play that game. And just have a full-on mature conversation with your dude. And let me tell you something, Gabby. If this dude's down for you and he wants to be there for you, he'll be like, yo, babe, like, you think I care about this fucking dead-ass girl right here? Done. And it's a mature conversation. And that's what I would highly recommend. The problem is, based on experience, girls are going to jump to conclusions. They're going to get all like up in their feelings. They're going to get insecure because the girl probably is hot too, what have you. Do you like her better than me? Do you do whatever? Just be mature about it. And that's the reality of social media these days. I think it's completely far-fetched to expect a guy not to ever make a comment, not to ever like a photo, but just set some ground rules. And if you set ground rules up front and he breaks them, and you can say, hey, I already told you about this. But if you're making assumptions, I think that you're going to get
the assumptions is much.
Really caught up in that. Okay, last question from the jury out here. I think you had one, and then we're going to go to our last topic.
Oh, it was about, I was kind of going more like the boss babe route. Like, I'm just personal. What do you look for in a girl? What would you look for in a girl? Do you want a boss babe? Or do you want... And with that being said, what does a boss babe look like to you in your head?
Pull up the photos of the grocery store girls.
Everything in life is who you want to be. So everything in life is who do you want to be. So I'll tell you this. When I first started so I've made my money in finance and financial sales, okay, with Patrick Bet-David and everything that he was doing in the insurance world. That's how we met. But I used to work, I still do, I run a company up in Boca, okay? And if you're familiar with Boca, it's like rich mom central, okay?
Oh my God, do they
You
work
know,
out?
like women who marry lawyers and doctors and just don't have to work. And I remember I started the job when I was 26, and our office is on Broken Sound Parkway, which was on a golf course. And there I am grinding, bro, like just haven't made any money in my life yet. And I'm seeing all these like yoga moms at 9 a.m. just like wearing the exact same outfit you're wearing right now. And I'm in my suit and I'm sweating in my car and my AC's not working. And honestly, I'm looking at them and I'm just like, fuck these chicks out here just having it easy in yoga pants, strolling at 9:30, or I'm out to lunch and they're still somehow walking. And I was so I was angry at these women. But what I realized, these women were actually doing the right thing, is that they actually married a successful guy that didn't need them to work, had understood the value of their femininity and their beauty. And he said, listen, baby, I got you. Why aren't you working out today, girl? Why aren't you in the gym today, girl? Why don't you handle that? I'll make the money, be the protector provider. You be the mother, be the nurturer, because I ain't going to be home doing my chest feeding out here. That's your job, baby girl. So what I've realized is, as I made money, as I became more established and became that dude, I no longer am in a situation where, like, I want my girl to work. And so to come full circle, if my wife at this point, whenever I figure that out, is that chick, you go, girl. You stay in shape for your man out here. And now it's like, but again, it's who do you want to be? 26-year-old Adam was like, fuck these bitches out here. They don't have to work. 42-year-old Adam is like, yeah, let's fuck these bitches and they don't need to work. You know what I'm saying? There's a different type of vibe. Does that answer your question? Okay, guys.
Do it!
Thank you, guys. Well, thank you, ladies.
We did it.
Okay. Well, thank you, guys. I'm here all night. Try the chicken. Okay. Let's give the last story here. Can we do a little dream scenario right here, since we're gonna get into Disney characters right now, guys? Okay. Jorge, that's your cue. Dream scenario. Jorge, yes. Thank you, Jorge. Sí, mi amigo Jorge habla español todos los días, so necesito hablar en español, no en inglés. Sí, mi amigo de Venezuela. That's my guy. So there's, can you pull up this article? Did I send you this article about Rachel Zegler, who's the chick from Disney? If I might not have sent you the article. Okay, gotcha. We'll get to that in a second. So this woman right here is going to be playing the new Snow White in the new movie that's coming out, I believe, later this year. Okay? So she's received critical remarks regarding the upcoming live-action Snow White remake that has triggered concerns about potential damage to ticket sales. So she's 22 and she's faced backlash for her negative views on the original 1937 Snow White film, or the prince character, which she labeled a stalker. Okay? So branding experts warned that Zegler's comments could impact the film's reception. She has been accused of gaslighting and dubbed a fake feminist. So now Disney's dealing with a whole bunch of backlash. For those people that are paying attention to the stock market, Disney was actually the first stock I ever owned. My grandma bought me some Disney stock. It's definitely made money since 1980-something. Jewish people buying stocks for their grandkids. But the stock has gotten pummeled basically since COVID. So here's what our young friend Rachel Zegler had to say about her role in Snow White and Prince Charming. Go ahead, play the clip.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
Volume.
There's a big focus on her love story. with a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird. So we didn't do that this time.
So no Prince or a different kind of Prince?
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because like we cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. Yeah. It's one of those things that I think everyone's going to have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. I mean,
so there she says, the prince was a stalker. His scenes could get cut. It's not even actually a love story whatsoever. Okay, got it. Who here actually remembers the actual story of Snow White? Gabby, do you remember the story?
The dwarves.
The seven dwarves. Okay, we're getting somewhere now.
And then she falls asleep. And then you know how they always say you got to leave your house, find the man, but the man shows up at her bed and he like kisses her and she like comes back alive.
That's Sleeping Beauty,
right? No,
Okay.
Snow White.
Or is that Snow
White's.
It's kind of the same.
They all did, and then didn't. Yeah. The apple. The
Okay,
apple.
so you kind of remember the story. What was the apple part?
She ate the apple and it had the poison.
And what was the poison apple? Who gave her the poison apple?
witch. The
witch.
Oh, the witch.
The roofied apple.
Oh, the roofied apple. The witch. Interesting.
It had Molly in
Okay.
it.
Does anybody else have a take on this that they remember about Snow White? Because I didn't watch it in 30-something years.
I did not like
She was
Snow
a
White.
Beauty and the Beast girl,
I was
Little
like,
Mermaid.
yeah, I liked Belle because
Cinderella.
she read and Little Mermaid
So-
because she was slutty.
I was into the Beast.
I was Beauty and the Beast for sure.
You're beautiful. So,
Yeah.
so the point, but I'm not saying, listen, I'm not asking who your favorite cartoon is, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
For the
man.
record, mine is Aladdin, but let's not go there.
That was mine.
What do you remember
Jasmine.
about Snow White? Anyone else? Anyone
Not
else?
much.
I
The prince had to wake her up by kissing her.
Okay, what was that?
Yeah.
What was that?
True Love's
True Love's Kiss.
And it's
Thank you,
love-
Z, who's too scared to say that on camera. True Love's Kiss. And who said that? No, I know you because I'm talking to you. Who said that in the movie?
Snow White, didn't she? Oh, the mirror. The mirror.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was the prince.
Yeah, the prince.
Okay. So, can I tell you what I found to be interesting about all this, unless you guys actually have some strong feelings about this? Okay? Now, here's a dude about to educate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh,
7,
God.
8 women on the actual story about Snow White.
Lucky you.
So, lucky me.
Doors that was
Listen up.
okay,
Sugar
right.
Daddy's talking now, guys.
Ice cream on Adam after
Ice
the
cream,
show.
ice cream on Adam, for sure. So it's very interesting. And now this girl, Rachel, is catching a lot of heat. A lot of heat, okay? She's 22. Okay. So do I blame her at all? Actually, no. She's a byproduct of her environment.
Mm-hmm.
She's a byproduct of the times. Yeah. We started the conversation about how men are getting shitted on. They're weirdos. They're toxic. They're stalkers. Okay? They're not getting respect. The future is female. Boss babes, all that. Okay? So she's just playing her role. She's 22. She's like, listen, he's kind of weird. He's a stalker. He's just kind of whatever, weird, whatever little like quirky thing she had. She actually said his scene might get cut out of the movie. The Prince? Really? So here's how I interpret Snow White. So again, I had to do some homework on this because it's been a while since I watched this. Turns out there was a king and his wife died, the queen. And he married a new woman who became the queen. She became the wicked stepmother, okay? And the wicked stepmother saw Snow White, and she don't like this girl. She was too pretty for her. So she was mean. She was vindictive. That's right. You remember that?
Mirror on the wall.
Yeah, mirror.
Who's the
Mirror-
fairest?
There we go. It's all coming back to me now. It's all coming back to me now, Celine Dion. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? This is what the queen, and the mirror responded who?
Snow White.
Snow White. So the queen said, you know what? I gotta kill that bitch.
She did.
Okay? And that's what she decided to do. So the queen, because she was jealous, vindictive, psychopath, obviously, speaking to mirrors in this fairy tale, and the mirror did not think that she was the fairest of them all. She decided to have Snow White killed. Interesting enough. Poison. Well, no, not poisoned yet, Z. If you want to get on stage, you could talk.
Yeah.
She actually hired or relegated a guy called the Huntsman. So there was another movie like Snow White and the Huntsman to go out in the woods and do what to her? Kill her. So this psychopathic, vindictive queen, evil stepmother, just like in Cinderella, just like in other movies out there, wanted Snow White killed. And what did the huntsman do? Said, I can't kill this pretty little chick right here. She's too pretty. I'm not going to kill her. Run free, Snow White. I'm going to say that I killed you, but I'm not. Hero number one, the huntsman. So there, the queen thinks that she's killed her stepdaughter. And there's Snow White frolicking in the woods right now. And she finds not one, not two, not three, but 7 little people, because you can't say dwarves these days or SOSCAST comes off the air. So boom, she runs into these 7 dwarves. Just kidding, I don't give a fuck. She runs into these 7 dwarves. Sleepy, dopey, grumpy, humpy, horny, all of them, right? Brittany might even been one of them. You might even been one of them.
Yeah.
So she runs into the 7 dwarves, who are basically just like any good man will do. What are you doing, pretty girl, being homeless, sleeping in the woods? Come in our little shack and hang out with us dwarves. We're not going to try to bang you, maybe, but come on in. She's like, all right, cool, I'm homeless now. I'll hang out with you guys. Boom. Enter hero number 2, the 7 dwarves, which is technically hero number 8 now, the huntsman who spared her life, the 7 dwarves who took after her. So boom, the queen then finds out, oh, what? Say what? Snow White, that bitch is still alive? Oh, we got to kill that bitch. Because why? She's the fairest of them all. No, I thought I'm supposed to be. So enter the poison apple. Yes? So the poison apple shows up. Snow White, I mean, if you ever saw the story of Adam and Eve, you chicks can't help fucking eating the apple off the tree. Stop eating random apples.
We're hungry.
You're hungry out here.
We love a little
Of course, the man is going to pay for the meal. Of course, the man is going to pay for the meal.
You would have bought the apple,
Yeah.
she would have eaten that one.
So boom, Snow White, hungry, homeless, living with 7 dwarfs, says, fuck it, I'll take an apple. Boom, apple's poisonous. She dies. Snow White dies.
Sleep.
There comes along the stalker, the prince that's like, yo, what happened to this pretty girl? They're like, she ate the apple, the queen, she poisoned her. He's like, yo, I'm a prince, I got magic powers, she's too pretty to die. Let me do what? Save her life with a kiss and a magic potion, whatever the princes do. You know, you ladies, you understand you got to kiss a bunch of frogs before you find a prince. She found a prince. Have you ever seen Coming to America when he's like, the boy's got his own money? And when I say he's got his own money, I mean he's got his own money. Anyway, older references. Thank you. So the point is, the prince, not a stalker, saved her life. So you have an evil, vindictive stepmother, queen, psychopath bitch that tries to kill you, and now she is saved, literally by the huntsman, by 7 dwarves, and literally brought back to life by the prince. So I ask you this, who is the villain in this story?
The stepmother.
The stepmother?
Yeah.
Are we sure about this? Does anybody think that it's anyone else other than the evil stepmother queen? I'm open to hearing anything.
It's Snow White.
It's what?
It's Snow White.
It's Snow White?
Yeah, she's a villain.
Snow White's the villain?
Yeah.
Why is Snow White the villain?
Because she ate the apple.
Okay, you're getting biblical on me right now, but I mean, but
Snow White's like, don't hate me. 'cause
Snow
I'm
White's
beautiful.
not the villain here. She's the protagonist. It is the evil queen. Yes, ladies?
Yes.
I don't want to put words in your mouth now.
Yes.
Don't make me put an apple in your mouth right now, all right? So the point is this. We've gone from a prince being the guy that every girl dreams of, saving the life, saving the day, to now, with woke, modern, feminist culture, he is a stalker that may or may not get cut out of the movie, that may or may not be a love story. What's the point here? Things are happening right now, guys. Okay? Anybody here would want to be with a good-looking, tall, handsome, billionaire prince? Fuck, I would. I'm not even gay. So I know you girls would be. So there you go. Z, you got to get on this show. So let's not mind the fact that, you know, we'll just skip over the fact that now they have like a mixed Latina girl, black girl playing Snow White. She was white. This actually took place in Germany's in the 1800s. It would be like a white dude playing Black Panther. We won't even go there at this point right now. But here's sort of, yeah? It'd be like The Lion King, which took place in Africa, and just all white people being like, yeah, Hakuna Matata, dog. It's like, no, it's not how that works. The Africans out there in Africa. Right, Malik? Right. Let me get a Wakanda forever, brother.
Stop
Let me get one.
He's not gonna. There you go.
That's my guy.
He's not gonna
Told
budge.
you, ebony and ivory out here. What's my point here, though? The world's kind of crazy right now. Okay? This isn't about a dude being a stalker. He saved her fucking life. Any of you girls, I'm sure, would be happy to have a handsome, good-looking prince revive you and bring you back to life, much less, by the way, how the movie ends, the happy ending. Snow White becomes the queen at the end, okay? So a couple other messages. You know, the world's a scary place. We get that. You know, there's good people. There's bad people. There's evil people. There's righteous people.
In-laws suck.
In-laws are crazy stuff.
Difficult.
Jealousy.
Right?
Jealousy.
Between women.
Envy, vanity, all parts of life. Kids have to learn this. Death is also part of life. She died, she came back to life. But also love and marriage is all there. But at the end of the day, there's a happy ending. She became the queen. So I don't blame Rachel Zegler for being weird about the stalker prince, because she's sort of a product of her environment. But at the end of the day, as we all kind of discussed today, having a strong, capable, masculine, stoic, stable man for you is actually very important in your life. And also, if he's a millionaire, billionaire prince that can revive you, that's just like a cherry on top.
Yeah.
Yeah? And we'll just leave it there. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Thanks for the story. That was like A1. That was.
Here we go, guys.
I feel like I
Guys,
finally
now,
understand.
here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
If any of you ladies who are not married would like me to come over and read a bedtime story, you should.
That'd be weird. Now you're being weird.
No, sons, don't do it. Total jokes, guys. Anyway, speaking of the happy ending in Snow White, it is now time for the happy ending in the show today. So in the happy ending is where everybody gets an opportunity to say what's on their mind, their biggest takeaway, and also plug themselves. Do we have a super chat that we want to get to?
Yes.
Nat, you need to speak up and tell me this, because you have a big voice on this show.
You out here talking about story time. Like, I wanted you to finish. I don't want to interrupt you and you're like, shut up, bitch! Like, you do that all the time.
Nat, I would never in a million years tell you to shut up.
Yes,
Go
you
ahead,
do.
read your super chats.
Yes, you do. All right, well,
Shut up, bitch! That's what I'm doing.
Exactly my point.
Just kidding.
Run
I'm
that
sorry,
back, run that
guys.
back.
Before the happy ending, the lovely, capable, amazing girl who just learned how to read, hooked on phonics, worked for Nat.
It's the new Disney story.
Yeah. The new Disney story.
Exactly.
Nat's playing the new Snow White, pretty brown girl. Hey, everybody! Maybe Snow White!
That's actually my mom's favorite princess.
Natty, it's Snow White time!
Please stop.
Let's try it anyway.
Stop.
Shout out to Natty with the Jamaican patty. Go ahead.
All right. Well,
Shout out to everybody out there in the super chats. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you guys for the super chats. I'll get through them. Thank you so much for that. We got Crypto Keeper in the chat. He said the middle guest looks like Alexandria Cortez. Red flag. Hopefully we can get Adam's accent in the SOSCAST.
She says you look like AOC. You ever gotten that?
Nope, I don't even know who that is.
You know Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC? You must not follow politics at all.
No.
Zero?
Yeah.
I think
Can we get AOC on the
from
screen?
New York City?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's an insult.
She's actually attractive. Her policies are absolutely backwards, but she's
cute.
Pretty attractive girl.
I don't see it.
AOC.
All right.
Yeah,
Then we
punch
have
in.
there she is. Then we have
Let me get a little AOC hand wave right there, Melissa. You were a beauty queen. Oh, damn.
there it is. Then we have Glenn Lawrence. He said, Adam, when are you going to bring me on?
Oh, Glenn, you're a good man, dude. Thank you. It was great doing everything in Vegas and Access Vegas. Hope you're feeling better, bro.
Wetter.
And wetter. He just beat COVID.
Snow White just did that to him.
He just beat COVID.
Then we have Don Juan Plaga Zero. Shout out to you. I always see you in the chat. He said, when are you going to have Brittany Venti on? LOL. Then we have Spamo Dump, first chat ever. In 2015, the American Sociological Association found that women initiated 70% of all divorces. Then we have TRC in the chat. Shout out to you, and I see you at the events. He says, I got 3 baby mothers, 8 babies, but I would have a baby with Gabby.
Gabby, you want to be a stepmama?
My God. Gabby's like, no.
Then we have
he's giving Nick Cannon a run for his money.
Have a baby by me. Be a millionaire. No? Okay, Gab.
Then we have Louis Terrazas. Great job, Sauce. They can be delusional past 30. Then we have Don
Louis. Nice.
Then we have Don Juan Plaga Zero. Toxic person be like toxic relationship. LOL. Then we have another one from Don Juan Plagas. You get approached, but get approached by zeros. LOL. TRC again. He said women watch Black Dynamite movie. Then we have Kita with the last chat. These ladies have issues with their mans commenting on random girls' pictures that he will never get a chance. Never get a second of her time, but want to go out to a bar with a man and hit on them. That's hypocrisy is real. And then let me check if we have one more.
That's a lot of issues all in one comment.
Yes, that's a lot in one.
Yeah.
Aside from that, that's it for Super Chats. And I just want to give a shout for TRZ. I always see you in the chat. TZ Burton, that's what it is. I see you in all the chats, on all the podcasts, so shout out to you. Didn't get a Super Chat from you today, but I just wanted to know I see you in the chat, and we appreciate you. And make sure you guys subscribe, like, and let's get to happy ending.
Thanks, Nat.
You're welcome. Did you hear all the big words I read today?
I'm so proud of you.
Good.
Like, just like a typical man would do for a woman. You find a pretty girl that's homeless, that's shoeless, that's clothesless.
I got clothes. I got shoes.
That can't, yeah, now you do.
I've been having
Because a
clothes and
man
shoes.
will do that for a woman. No woman is
You've
doing
been
that for a
having
man.
shoes? Yes,
I've
queen.
been having shoes. Yes.
And keep that attitude in chat, or the shoe that you're going to have in your life is a chancleta.
It's okay. If it's those chancletas, I'm okay.
Okay. Well, with that being said, thank you guys. This has been fun today, guys.
Yes.
We've had a lot of fun. I think everyone here is classy, beautiful.
A little sassy.
Brittany, you're a little sassy. You
I
know.
like it.
You might have to get a chancleta to the dome one of these days, but that's fine.
That's
You're a
my
comedian.
kink. Thank you.
You can take it. That's your thing. Well, with that being said, the happy ending is a time for you guys to give your biggest takeaway for the show in 20 seconds or less, and then also tell us where we can find you, okay? Brittany,
Yeah.
we'll start with you and we'll come back this way.
Brittany Brave on Instagram, Brittany Brave Comedy on TikTok. I perform in South Florida all the time, and I'm touring this fall, going to 15 cities across the country. Phoenix, Boston, Rochester, all LA, New York. So, BrittanyBrave.live. Yay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Brittany,
Yeah,
check her
totally
out.
coming.
Malik, let's make sure we have everyone's Instagrams down, and Shamar will do that as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jamie, first time on the show.
Yes, first time on the show.
Yay.
Neighbors. At Jamie Malin, at The Office 954, and at The Office Health. And the show was dope. It was so fun. Appreciate all your guys' insight and just perspectives, different
Thank you.
perspectives.
Thank you for the difficult questions.
You know, appreciate
Yeah.
it. That's what I'm here for.
Rosa.
Yes.
I keep want to say like Rose because you rhyme me more of a Rose than a Rosa. Are you Latina?
I am
Okay.
Latina, Venezuelan.
Oh, you're Venezuelan.
But raised here in Fort Lauderdale.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha. I knew something was going on. Okay.
Yeah, so Rosa, you can follow my company if you are looking for an electrical contractor. Lighting of Tomorrow is my company, and I am here to serve you. So I am happy to be here. I'm such a PBD fan. I will be at the Vault Conference. I love
Nice.
to hear that I'm not alone when it comes to being feminine and changing our perspective and us as women changing our perspective and actually stepping into the feminine role. I think that's beautiful, and I'm
Nice.
glad that we were able to, share that together, ladies. So
What man wouldn't want a beautiful, feminine, complimentary piece who also works but also, has that delicate balance?
it takes
We've
a
had
lot of
couple-
work, though. It takes a lot of work. I wasn't 10 years ago. I wanted to be the boss babe, and but as you mature and as you grow, and want to become the woman that you want to be, which I had a vision of the woman I wanted to be. So as you start to develop and mature, you start to realize that hey, maybe I don't want to have this masculine role. I want to be in my feminine, and I want to become the woman that will attract that type of man. So it doesn't just happen overnight, ladies, especially if we're being programmed every single day, be the boss, and you don't need a man, and especially if we're being programmed constantly, just be aware, think for yourself, educate yourself, and be great.
Respect to you, Rosa. Gabby, you just got hollered at by our buddy who already has a couple baby mamas. You couldn't be the
That's
fourth.
my non-negotiable. You can't have kids and you can't already be married.
Sorry,
Okay.
It's my draw the
I'm
line.
sorry, my friend TRC. He's out there in Canada.
Gotta set your boundaries.
Okay.
But I'm Gabby for you on Instagram and TikTok. And my takeaways, honestly, I had a really great panel the first time, and this was even better, obviously, because my friends are here too. But no, I absolutely love being around truly empowered other women who have different perspectives, but we're all able to relate foundationally on a lot of things. So I thank you all for a great conversation today.
Well, Gabby, shout out to you. Every girl you bring out here is beautiful, classy, talkative, except for that one girl who just talks from the sidelines over here.
We're working on it.
But we're going to get Z
We're
on
working
stage.
on it.
Z, why don't you come up here and say hi?
Z, come say hello.
Stop it. Get
You
your
got
butt up
hands.
here. Here we
Oh
go,
my
Z.
God.
Come on, Z.
Z. Come on, you can sit right here.
Sit next to Gabby for a second. That a girl.
Squeeze room.
There you go.
Another beauty
Yeah.
queen. Let's go.
Hey, Z. This is the girl who knew everything about Snow White, but from the. Go ahead, give her a mic. Z, introduce yourself. Tell you what you do, your relationship status, how much skydiving you've been doing lately.
Say it again.
What's your name?
My name is Z. I'm an OR nurse.
What have you been doing lately?
Traveling.
With me.
With her.
Gabby, let her talk. What are you, the man in this relationship? Let your woman talk.
Sometimes you gotta push her. I'm glad that she's even up here.
Yeah, I know.
That's a lot.
People get shy, you know.
Well, she doesn't remind me of anything shy. Okay. Gabby, thank you for bringing your lovely friends, and even Z. Clap it up for Z for having the courage to get up here. What's that?
Anything else you want to know?
Relationship status?
Single.
Okay. All right. I'm kicking you off the show now, girl. You just got the boot. Thank you, Z. You're a sweetheart. Okay. Marinez, it's great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
This
for
has been
bringing this
so much
amazing tequila. Everyone's
fun. I hope you guys
feeling
enjoyed it.
feeling some type of way.
You guys can find it at, oh my gosh, Total Wine. Sorry. So it's in all the Total Wines.
Don't worry. It's
and
just
then we're working on
tequila.
Yeah, it's
slip
like
up.
tequila. And we're working on getting it, at your local
Grab the tequila
liquor
if
store.
you don't mind.
Grab
Go ahead.
it.
Yeah, grab it.
Pour us all a shot.
No, give it to her. There you go. Punch in on that.
Yes.
Thank you.
You guys did damage. You guys are good.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Don Londres.
Londres, yeah. And the
Okay.
founder was Dre London.
That's right. I
Yeah.
met him that night. He
Yeah.
was
Super cool guy. He's a genius.
super
really.
cool. I was about to say
Like,
drunk,
really
but
has it
yeah,
going on.
super cool as well. But that's
You
what
see it there?
tequila does for you. But thank you for bringing that, and thank you.
My
Congratulations
pleasure.
on all the success
Put this here.
that you have going on. Biggest takeaway of the show.
I will not be watching Snow White. My kids will not be watching Snow White. I don't know. That's not something that I believe in, and I don't want my kids to think that that's okay. I'm all for women being strong, empowerment, independent, but you do need a man, and I think that's very important. And not having a father figure growing up, that does something to you. It does create some sort of trauma to you because now you're looking in different men for what you didn't have in your father. And I think that's unfortunately that's something that's big, especially in the Hispanic and the Black community. So that was one of my biggest takeaways. You can find me on Instagram, Hair by Marinez Ponce, and I'm in Coral Gables if you guys ever want to get your hair did.
Get a pedicure, get your
Okay.
hair did.
Yes.
Respect to you. Thank you, Marinez.
Thank
and
you.
thank you to Danny for coordinating all this.
Yes.
Shout out to the husbands.
Shout out to
look forward
Danny.
to more fun times in Miami.
Absolutely.
My friend Melitza,
Hey.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're crushing it. What do you have to say?
I'm just really grateful for this. You know, there's a lot of women that say, oh, it's hard to find amazing women. I feel like I just met 7 new girlfriends. That, like, there was no, like, animosity here. We're here supporting each other and just really wanting to see each other win. And it's okay for people to have different ideas of what life should be or look like, you know, and I'm grateful for that. So I'm really looking forward to staying in touch with all of you. So thank you, Adam, for creating this space for us.
You're welcome. I wish you guys would have fought more. Believe me. But a boy can dream.
Makes a better TV.
Yeah. Someone punch someone real quick. Go.
And then for those of you that are that I'm new, you know, to you, I'm the founder of Epic Talks. It's the #1 entrepreneurship event in Miami that happens monthly, and we're literally here to be of service for you to take your life and your business to the next level. So this is nothing compared to what you're going to experience at Epic Talks. It's this like times 100. So our next event is going to be August 26th. You can find out more information on epictalksmiami.com. I have Rudy Maurer, who is a celebrity marketer and branding expert, who's going to be doing a workshop and teaching you how to take your marketing and branding to the next level using artificial intelligence. Our second speaker is Ryan Zofe, who took his company from 10 million to 75 million in just 4 years, and he's going to be sharing the 7 pillars of his success. And I'm going to be talking about leadership, mindset, and creating your own events. So you want to be surrounded by success, make sure you show up to Epic Talks.
Epic Talks, shout out. Thank you. Jane Marie. Hi. How are you?
Good.
I almost called you Jamie at the beginning because
okay.
Jamie snuck in, but it was also awesome. But thank you for being here again.
Thank you for having me again. And like many of the girls already said, it's awesome to be on this panel, to meet all these amazing, beautiful women. But one takeaway that I took was definitely just learning who you are and learning what it is what's your rhythm, and finding what that is and honing into it and just becoming, who you want to be and who you want to attract. So if there's women who are looking at, listening to this, just hone in into who you are. Don't focus on what's going outside or what's going on in society. Focus on who you are, who you want to be, hone in on that, and just do your thing, girl. Do your thing. You can find me on Instagram, JaneMarieXO. And yeah, thank you guys for having me on here, and it was awesome meeting everyone on this panel.
And thank you, Natalia, for coordinating all the ladies. Thank you, Joey, for coordinating all the ladies.
Yes.
Nat.
Yes.
I feel like we all just got our period together, guys.
Yay.
Congratulations.
Yay. Awesome.
Malik, boner time in the bathroom later, buddy.
I do want to close off with this statement since we talked about dads today. It doesn't matter when you show up if you don't show up when it matters. So I'll just leave it off with there. Dads today, being present is very important. So show up when it matters for your family, for yourself, for your kids, and for everyone else around you. So just show up when it matters.
Thanks, Nat.
You're welcome.
Anyway, that's it for us today. Give yourself a round of applause. This has been great. Before we go, as we mentioned, the Vault event, the Vault conference is happening at the end of the month here in South Florida, in Miami, thevaultconference.com. PBD, who just made a cameo appearance.
My dad.
Your dad, exactly, PBD. Tom Brady, Mike Tyson. It'll be dope. Here it is right here. Check it out. Tickets are still available. I think most of the CEOs, the VIPs, all that is all kind of sold out. There are some GA tickets. I think it fits 3,000 people. We're at like 2,800. I don't know where we're at right now. So there's maybe 100 or so tickets still left. So for those people that still want to step their game up, you're starting a business, you want to focus on entrepreneurship, you want to learn, you want to grow, you want to strategize, you want to improve, this is the premier conference for that. And, I'll be there. You can come say hi to me too. I'll be there in the green room.
Yes.
Interviewing all the guys as well. So thank you guys for being here. I'll say this because as much as I would love to see cat fights and ladies and fight and throwing a chancleta, that's awesome.
Poisoned apples.
That does make for good TV. And believe me, I call girls delusional and 304s when it's well deserved. But you guys are all classy and fun and beautiful, and that's great. So even though that this is a show that is definitely geared for men becoming the best versions of themselves, stepping their game up, make your money, look your best, act your best, feel your best. I know that most men do want a beautiful, awesome woman in their life. So it's important to hear from beautiful, awesome women. So you can kind of like learn from a woman's perspective, not everything, because, rather you talk to men about this stuff. But there are some things that women do bring to the table. But more importantly, men and women were better together. We talked about how, the Snow White situation, they're basically accusing men of being fucking weirdos and creepers. Well, the reality is he saved her life. So men are out there saving lives, whether it's cops, whether it's our veterans out there, whether it's firefighters, whether it's the working men. Have a little respect for the men out there, also the fathers out there who are in their kids' life. I salute you. I look forward to being that dude. I don't know about getting married, but I definitely want a wifey. But I definitely want to have, paperwork.
Mostly
paperwork.
single.
If you say it more than once, it's different.
Paperwork. paperwork issues, but I definitely want to have a bunch of kids. I'm going to be there for my kids. So congratulations, or like shout out to the fathers out there. Give the fathers a round of applause. And thank you guys for being here. We'll be back next Tuesday and Thursday, as always, until we do the vault, and then we'll be taking a couple days off. Till next time, don't do anything I wouldn't do this weekend, and save that money.
It's the SOSCAST, baby.